Mm, 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 mm. Okay, okay. Let's get it
There we
in.
go.
So let's get it in. Yeah,
All right.
we're
We
there,
go.
bro.
We are live
Indeed, yeah.
and well on Whiskey Wednesday. Sorry, folks, we're starting a little late. Business to handle,
Understatement, right?
preparations to be done. We got
That's
something
right.
exciting for you towards the end of the show. Gosh, we dodged that snow.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
Come on now.
was not prepared for that. I was prepared for it. I just didn't want the snow. Sorry, kids. Didn't want the snow.
Right, right, right. But I tell you, as you mentioned, we dodged a bullet, but we did not dodge
Whiskey Wednesday.
Whiskey Wednesday. Absolutely that. Come on, we're gonna come at you
Yeah.
every single Wednesday from right here at Chas Liquors on Bears Road, Capitol Hill. And welcome back, everyone, to another Whiskey Wednesday. Zoe, appreciate you coming in and really creating another amazing foundation to Whiskey Wednesday, sir. Come on, man.
I,
Hey, it's always
I
good
try.
times, right? Right?
I
You
try
do
hard.
more than try. You absolutely do, sir. You are
One,
on it.
2, 3, 4 fresh crocks on the table.
Yes, indeed.
Some in which you've seen. If you're my age, there's a bottle on this table you've never seen. There's a name you'll know, but a bottle you've never seen.
Okay, okay,
Unless
okay.
you were going through a liquor store from 50 years ago. Just saying,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
40 years
Yeah, like
ago. I mean,
back in the early days, right?
yeah,
Back in the early
early,
days, we'll call it,
early,
huh?
definitely early.
Oh, I'm sorry, folks.
But
We don't need that
as
playing.
always, folks, we gotta get this show on the roll.
We do.
We're
We
gonna
do.
start with this water rinse.
Absolutely.
Hydrate and drink responsible.
Absolutely.
Exciting show. We adding this new element. Um, don't judge me, judge your mothers. Um,
Wow.
I'm just saying. That's
Wow.
just
Wait
how
a
it
minute.
goes. That's how the funny joke goes.
Wait a minute. Don't judge me, judge your mothers.
We have a
Wow.
wonderful gift given to us from Mrs. Zozo Moms herself.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Yes.
So appreciate it. Indeed. Hey, why did you sniff the
Mind your
water? Right?
business.
It's always
It is a habit,
it's a habit, folks.
and
When literally when you start drinking wine and spirits, especially when you have to do it professionally,
even juice, tea, everything, it's
you'll
just
start to do
natural.
it, right? I mean, there was such a point where people who would create a meal for me and they'll sit it in front of me and I'll
Yeah,
let's
got
go in.
to.
And like people will take offense. Like, why are you smelling the food? Like, what do you think? I put something
Laughing
in
out
it?
loud.
No,
It's
no,
just
no, not at
water.
all. Not at all. But then whenever you have something, a glass of something, especially if you know you're about to start tasting things, just
Right.
automatically
You just
you just
it's
take a nose
crazy
of it.
because I was up in Sagamore this weekend,
Hmm.
and we took the tour, and the
Great
lady
pictures, by the way.
the lady was going through how to taste the whiskey and all, and
Indeed.
indirectly, I chimed in and was dropping all this knowledge, and I'm like, hey, maybe you should give a tour, so maybe you should
Okay.
do the tasting part of the tour. And I was like, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I wouldn't mind driving up here,
No
working for
doubt.
a few hours, but
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
For sure. I mean, hey, you rep the brand out and about anyway. Like that wouldn't be a bad idea. That wouldn't be a bad idea at all. So shout out to Sagamore. I still have to get up there,
It
man.
was it, it was nice.
I really do.
They have one of the only instruments used in the U.S.
What do you mean?
They have a 40-foot. Hold on, what's the word I'm looking for?
A steel?
Steel. It's
Yeah. The column?
the column, 40-foot column.
Wow.
And if you want to be
Wow.
technical, it's actually like 44 feet, but they don't
Oh
count
wow.
the 4 feet that's not copper. So they really
Oh,
have a
gosh.
44-foot column steel,
Wow.
only 40-foot steel column in the U.S.
Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. And is that attached? Let me see, because I remember the picture. Was that the pot still or the separate column?
No, it's just a column steel. They do
It's a
triple
column.
distillation.
Okay.
So that first is a column steel. The other two is like
The
baby
wart.
pot
Okay.
wort thing, pot
hmm
stills. But it's
Nice.
crazy. It's like
Wow.
I
40.
think it's between 14 to 20 windows, and they have these slots that go through it. So
Yeah,
as
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
separating, it's going
Absolutely. Yep,
craziness,
yep, yep.
craziness. It was
And
awesome.
40 feet. That's
40 feet's huge.
probably the equivalent of at least a 4-story building.
We were
4
one,
stories,
we were
maybe
2,
even
and we were still looking up. Maybe 3.5,
3.5. Well,
something
I
like that.
mean,
Yeah,
if
almost
each
4.
floor, in a
Yeah.
standard building, I'm just talking about a
So this
standard
like
building.
10 foot. That was more than 10.
Yeah, these are, but this is more commercial.
Right.
But standard building or what
About
have
4
you
feet.
with 10 feet,
There's a 3.5.
per
About
per story,
crazy.
literally. Then yeah, we're talking about 9-foot ceilings, then
Right.
a foot between,
Right.
right? And so yeah, that's like a 4-story
Yo,
building.
crazy,
Plus,
crazy.
that's what's up, man. Bacardi in Puerto Rico is a 9-story.
9-story what?
Still,
Craziness.
yeah, I think one of the largest in the world.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're the
yeah,
largest in the U.S.
yeah, indeed,
Craziness.
indeed.
All right, so
Well,
let's jump into this
absolutely.
basement found production here.
Hey, and I'm going to say just a welcome again to everybody who's joining us. Thank you so much for
Absolutely,
joining
because I
in
can't see everybody. You see,
to Whiskey Wednesday.
Brian joined
Gosh,
in.
everybody, absolutely.
M Dog
Dogs
standing in the building.
house for sure. Sweet Key is repping up. What's going on? United Visionary Women join in.
That's Whitney in the
Kim,
building.
absolutely. Quantic, hello. And gosh, it's going to be a good time. Let's get the show on the road. Let's get back over
So
here. Let's
this
do a little
was
bit of production. Let me run the banner real quick.
Let's run the banner.
Boom. This is the old style, right?
Boom.
Let's do it.
And so this was a gift. Being so into whiskeys, my retailer was like, "Hey, I found this in the basement when we were cleaning up." He found some crazy bottles, old Martell bottles and old Hennessy bottles. Like he found some gems.
Oh
So
yeah.
he gifted me with this. He only had 2, so he kept one. So he gave me this. I
Okay.
said I wasn't
Okay.
going to open it, but seeing as how I found this bottle from that's a little bit younger, but still old. Last bottle I found in this store. I was like, let's just put them side by side, Matty Ice.
Right.
My guys,
Okay.
we're getting
Where's
closer
mine?
and
Here we
closer
are.
from the return of the mat, not the mat. Return of the mat. Do you hear me?
Return of the mat.
Fresh crack on the
Return
table.
of the mat.
I don't know what we're getting into, folks. This is
Look at this old
clear.
school little half pint.
It's probably
That's
not.
200 mLs, right?
This is actually 3 years age too. At least it says. So let's jump in this 80 proof.
Wow.
This used to be my domain. 80 proof is it's for the beginning whiskey drinkers now. Matt, you hear that?
Indeed. Look at that little half
6
pint.
more
Oh,
days
man.
and Matty Ice will be here.
So we are
As soon as Burnie finishes his water.
nice. We are celebrating 91 years of business here at Chats, 47 years for the Williams family, my family. And man, the amount of bottles of these little pints that have sold out of Chats Liquors, especially back when that bottle was still in rotation. Wow.
I don't know what I'm smelling here, folks. It
It has
says at
been
least 3 years, but I'm telling you, this
a while.
smells very young. No heavy smells. I mean, I'm wondering like what I'm smelling though. It's super light. Feel me a little bit.
hmm Okay, sorry, folks. Let's take another quick look at the bottle of early times old style Kentucky whiskey. It is 80 proof, and of course you heard us say Kentucky whiskey. We did not say Kentucky bourbon whiskey or Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey because this is aged in used retoasted barrels, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So of course one of the qualifications for it to be considered a bourbon, a proper bourbon, is that it has to be aged initially
and new.
in brand new American oak casks. That's right, folks, virgin casks. This one was not aged in virgin casks, so we can't call it a Bourbon. So we're gonna give it a little whirl.
This is the spirit note really, really strong for it to be an 80 proofer.
I don't know, man. I'm getting so much kind of citrus caramel.
This guy's a professional,
caramel
folks.
nougat.
I'm like, maybe the nougat part. Maybe you just struck a nerve.
Yeah, this is like one of the little candied
saltwater taffy, like when you're on the beach,
saltwater
like over there.
Taffy. But what's the nougat in a baby Ruth, right? Remove the peanut,
the caramel nougat,
and
like
chocolate.
not so much the white vanilla like nougat.
Yeah, yep. That caramel nougat of a
this
baby's
like?
Ruth. I need to have a baby's Ruth. Matter of fact, I haven't had one in so long.
This smells like the Old Tom. Speaking of Old Tom, speaking of old bottles, it's amazing how this just comes together because it was not a plan. So
that Old Taylor.
Speaking of old,
wow, did we do that?
No, we didn't.
We didn't do that one.
Look at the color difference. This is 3 years.
We didn't
of course,
do
this is used.
Last.
No, I just put it on the table. You can taste it, and this is used.
Oh,
but this is new,
bro.
And
come on, man, we're gonna have to
look at the color difference.
See that over here. That's right. We did just taste it. You're absolutely right.
We did not have time to add another bottle.
You're absolutely right. I don't know why I thought we did that one. And you're right. We didn't. We didn't.
We wanted to cut out the new part of the show then.
Well, folks, hopefully you can.
I'm getting apricot now.
You can see and appreciate that.
Matty Ice, you still there? Look at the old Tom on the Old Taylor on the board.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and give you a little peek. We had to add another into the lineup, folks. That's that Old Taylor.
I'm getting peaches and apricot now.
We hadn't done that last week, so
look at Matty Ice.
Glad you remember that, bro. For certain. Okay.
That's peaches and apricot now. It's opening up.
Yeah,
smelling different.
I'm definitely seeing that apricot for sure. It's like a fresh apricot too. Once again, still that a little bit of the nougat, some vanillins. The spirit note at 80 proof, for me, it doesn't come through very aggressively.
It did at first.
I
think it's like tapering down.
But goodness gracious, it's 24 degrees outside, everybody. 24 degrees outside here in DC right now. So I don't mind a little bit of the spirit note. maybe that's what it is.
It's light on the palate. There's some creaminess there, I would say, maybe. Some I don't know, like some salinity, maybe. Some creaminess. Spirit tasting the whiskey. I'm not getting too many in-depth flavors.
Okay.
That I smell on the palate. More like streamlined, singular tasting to me. Simplistic.
Just a little, yeah. It's
clean.
It's clean. It's light.
Folks, we talking about this bottle probably was costing back in the day like $1.80 out the door. I'm just being. I mean, that's just think about it.
Right. You're right.
Okay, I don't know too much about these days. $3 out the door. I mean, I don't know.
You're right. Yeah. Indeed.
Because I mean, when this was around, that was the early whiskey days. Like you just had like Maker's Mark and all the simple guys around.
Even before those, something like a Maker's Mark popped off. I mean, we are going back into, a time where, maybe Jim Beam was around, the Evan Williams was around, some of the brands, from a Willet was around, but way back. Going way back.
It's hard to rate this, yo.
And it's
hard to rate this.
Yeah. Now, number one, it's not a bourbon whiskey or rye whiskey. So So first and foremost, with it not being a proper bourbon, then we certainly have to consider
I don't know how I
that
feel
the
about this.
American oak. Well, we're able to contrast and then compare what the lacking of brand new American oak does for otherwise what is a bourbon mash bill, right? So much softness. It puts you in mind
I
of
don't know.
other productions that use a similar mash bill, but without the new oak. Irish whiskey is one of them. Canadian whiskey is one of
They
them,
don't
right?
use. That's what I'm saying. So this
Yeah,
particular whiskey using used oak, this particular brand or
this particular what?
this particular
It's still a Kentucky, right?
yeah, but
Still
it's
Kentucky
it's
production.
not giving flavors as those Irish whiskeys and Canadians at all. There's a lightness about it. Simplistic, simplistic. It's not heavy flavors to me.
Hmm.
I don't know how I would rate this, yo. Like, I don't want to be harsh.
Well, I mean, hey, say what's on your mind, sir.
Oof. This is tasting like it belongs on the rail at the bar. This is giving
Hmm.
real. Um, it's tough,
Well, I
man.
take it back. Don't say what's on your mind.
I've been talking about for so long ago, folks, but this is giving
Yeah.
real whiskey. I mean, man, do I even go half here?
Mm. You ever do what?
Being generous, five,
Huh?
a five, a
Five.
five. That's my
Mm.
lowest rating ever on Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that would be amongst probably the lowest rating I've ever
I'm
seen you
really
give,
hold on.
sir.
Let me see. Maybe if it sits on the table a little longer.
Uh,
I don't know. Not trying to be harsh. I think honestly, folks. Yeah. Oh, Matt said I'm being generous.
that's it to be. That's
solid,
all. Okay,
solid
okay,
five for me.
okay.
Solid five for me.
Solid five.
Solid
Okay.
five with
Wow.
generosity.
Okay. Okay. Well, and tell me how you derive at that conclusion.
Um, I mean, it's light. I mean, the finish on it doesn't linger. There's no depth of flavor on the palate for me. It's like clean,
Mm,
straight.
mm,
Sip is over. It- you can keep sip again. I mean, it does have to be ready for the next sip, but
okay.
it is not enough flavor and uh, viscosity and all that to keep me interested.
Okay.
I mean, I did get those, even with the what we got on the palate, the peach and the apricot. I
Yeah.
was expecting something more when I was drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 50 cent for me. It's 50 cent for me. It's giving five. It's giving five.
All right. All right. All right.
How about 20? I mean, 50, I mean 10.
Uh huh. Well, gosh.
Um, yeah, this might be like, yeah, this is like happy hour, the real joint.
Well, certainly, kind of in the.
I wonder what this tastes like up against Bowman's, like the real Bowman's. I wonder what this goes side by side.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
So
mm-mm.
it's above that.
Well, because this isn't a bourbon,
I
the
mean, okay,
expectation has to be lower
lower.
quite a bit, right?
So you're gonna be more generous. Sounds like.
No, I would maybe a little bit more generous. Maybe not a five, maybe a
Now,
5.5. I'm gonna go
now
five
you're
point
gonna make
five.
me look bad. That's
I'm just
crazy,
gonna go
folks.
5.5
You left
because
me out on the island by myself.
there's still
Let
certainly
me see if
those
I add some water.
bourbon like notes there that is approachable. I would say folks who are doing cocktails
No, I'm not
could
putting this in cocktails.
certainly
No.
work with this, especially for like the sours, for the drier, lighter cocktails.
Whiskey sour?
Yeah, like whiskey
Okay.
sour, little whiskey and soda type type thing almost. Although you still might need a little bit of bitters or something like that to kind of hype up some of the flavor profile. Dag, man. Nah. Now that I'm like sitting here and savoring it a little
It
bit.
got a little better.
Nah,
with the
you're
drop
right.
water.
5.
It got
Nah,
a little
you're
better.
right. 5.
It got a little better. Like the spirit note jumped up, the viscosity, it got a little better with a drop of water.
I say, no, man. I'm hanging there at 5 point, maybe 2.5. I don't know. You're right.
I'll
You're
be
right.
honest with you.
I was doing production, man.
I'll be honest with you.
There's not enough depth of flavor to really keep you engaged, but
Jumped up
it's
with some
clean
water.
though.
It jumped up with
It's
some water.
clean though. It's clean. I'll say that. It's clean.
I'll be honest with you.
There's
I don't
nothing
really want to
special
finish
about
it. I really don't want to finish it. I'm trying.
Gosh, I went from a 5 to a 5.25 to a 5. Yeah, I'm right there.
I was trying to be the best.
Hey, bro.
Give it the best generosity, but I mean, it was a good experience, folks. That bottle. This was like this probably was a
early times, man.
This probably was a 7 back in the day when it was out. You know.
Shout out to early times. Shout out. To
anyway, moving on to the next early times.
Nah,
folks.
don't rush too much, man. You know.
What you mean? Don't rush too much.
What'd you give it?
A 5. What did we give it?
Because I initially said 5.5.
That's what
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it a 5.25.
That is a crazy bell out, folks.
5.25. Yep, absolutely.
I'm just counting down to my personal spotlight tonight.
It's clean though. For folks who who are very entry into the American whiskey arena, then early times, if you're mixing it, if you're going to put some Coke with it or whatever, sure, do that.
Not the old early times.
Yeah.
Because they ain't going to find this.
Right. This is the old style. This is the old style.
This is the old bootlegging style.
This is the old style. But it's clean. That bad boy is clean.
It definitely is. I mean, if I'm doing like a butterscotch cocktail or something with that, like I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
Because of how clean it is. It'll showcase the butterscotch and stuff. So, I mean, there could be some bright spots with this.
Okay. I'm a little nervous now, though.
I'm just trying to get to Zoe's corner tonight.
5.25. I don't know. It's clean though, and I like the grain corn flavor profile. That's not bad. It's not offensive, folks.
I'm trying to judge off my whiskey water. I'm trying to judge off the whiskey water too.
Nah, I'm gonna go back to my original. I'm gonna say 5.
I tell you, boy, man. Kicking one you down, boy.
I'm gonna say 5.
Hang them out to dry.
It doesn't deserve such a low 5 points.
I might call him and mail it back and say, look what I found. I'm gonna say, look what I found. Have you seen this before?
You're gonna try to get something back from them, man.
No, I'm not trying to get something back from them. I'm just gonna say, hey, look, I enjoyed it.
Give me a fresh bottle.
I enjoyed it, and I think I don't know if you had something sitting around. I don't know if you had something sitting around, but try it.
Okay. Well, let me re-show that. I'm sorry. Early times, folks. Old style. This is an old school, old style half-pint bottle of early times, old style Kentucky whiskey. It's not Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's not even Kentucky bourbon whiskey. It's Kentucky whiskey, folks. It's not aged in brand new American oak barrel, so it will not qualify as a bourbon whiskey.
Bro, this definitely was in somebody's coat pocket. They tuxedo pocket, they back pocket. They was not pouring this in glass, folks. They was out here.
No doubt about
leaning back, pouring it up.
Folks, this early times,
it's got a log cabin.
Kentucky whiskey 80 proof gets a 5 out of 10 from Zoe, a 5.5 from me, Burnie.
We're gonna slide that.
That was fun. That was fun.
Well,
I mean, it was. Where'd you find this bottle in a shop?
This was in the back of an unfinished basement. Let me tell you, next Wednesday. I'm gonna show you what bottles this was found with, and you will not believe what this was found with.
Okay.
I promise you, be like, no way. How long was Hennessy out? How long was Martell out? You're gonna see some bottles, folks. You be like, no way.
Okay.
But seeing how I had to do the old times, Brian, I'm gonna let you crack open the next early times. Hey, Matty Ice, I found this for $10. It was the last bottle in the store.
Wow.
You said he had this for at least.
Well, before we go on to that, we gotta do the
water rinse.
The X. Yeah.
Extra.
You did the.
We did the water rinse.
Okay.
We drank a whole glass of water.
Well, folks, that was our rating for the early times.
I had my whiskey water.
Got the water in. We are now going to proceed to the next whiskey on the table, folks.
Fresh
Let's
crack.
go ahead and show it. It is a fresh crack of, once again, early times. You see it again. You see it again. Oh, you want another shot of that? You want another view? We can go ahead and hook up another view of that. Boom. Okay, this is the bottle that you'll most likely see
In the
out and
market.
about in the marketplace, folks. It's the early times Kentucky whiskey.
Yeah, but
Kentucky whiskey, not the old style, but just the Kentucky whiskey,
ooh,
right?
we gotta open
Go
this
ahead
one.
and you gotta.
Wow,
I have
this
to
is
do
crazy.
all the production, man. I'm
He's doing
focusing
all
on
the production.
Absolutely,
Wow, folks. I'm looking
absolutely.
forward to this one being better. Listen, folks, back in the day, they did some good packaging. I'm telling you. It's a struggle over here. It shouldn't be a struggle. What is going on here? Oh, there we go.
All right, he got it,
All right, there
folks.
we go.
But this is what he's opening up right now,
Fresh
folks.
crack
It
number
is the
2.
early times Kentucky
Ooh,
whiskey, 80
plastic
proof.
twist jout.
Plastic twist, just like that pint you just opened. So they're
Man,
staying kind of
oh,
consistent
look
in
at the
that.
oil jumping up
Oh,
there.
there are some
Okay,
oils. Is
we
this
might have
non-chill filter? What's going on
we
here?
might have jumped up over here. We living better.
Coogee sweaters now, huh?
Living
Oh, we
better.
living
Coochie
better
sweater.
now. Coogee sweaters
Sweaters
now.
now. Wow.
Drop top BMs.
Mm-mm.
I'm the man, girlfriend. Okay. Okay,
Well, it doesn't say
okay.
non-chill to the
It
mat.
doesn't say
But we
non-chill
are
filter, but I see some
drinking.
oils jumping
Yeah, let's see.
out the glass. It might just be from the alcohol. I don't know,
It's
but
smelling a little better.
let's get in
I'm getting
there.
into some caramels over here, some very vague caramels. Still light on the nose, still thin.
Okay. It's like there's some decent little legs on
A
this
little
one.
more caramels though in here or something. A little more sugars,
Okay.
some,
Okay.
some corn. I'm
Okay.
getting some.
Absolutely. All right. So yeah, there's corn and let me see. Did I find earlier
Yeah,
on a
getting better right
mash
here.
bill
A lot better.
combination? Absolutely. So we are talking about well, let's give a little bit of background information. So this is the early times, folks, that you all will see in the marketplace. It has a history dating back to 1860. They were early movers, right? Of course, it was one of the OGs. It's one of the OGs within the American whiskey lineup for sure. Although this isn't called a bourbon, still it had. Let's give it its credit, right? So, it was a popular American whiskey throughout the 20th century for sure. It's always been an affordable production. You've always seen it kind of as a little benchmark, early brand that, back in the 80s when I was coming up, in the shop here at Chats,
They aged it for 3
I
years.
saw it on the shelves all the time. People came in, they bought the little early times whiskey, no problem at all. It was a Brown Foreman brand back in the day.
Aged by my people.
There you go, Brown Foreman.
1792.
Absolutely. But then it's now, and I want to say just more recently, within the last maybe decade, maybe half decade, it was purchased by the Sazerac company. And now Sazerac, I want to say maybe I saw somewhere it was 2020 that Sazerac purchased
So they
the
still
brand.
drinking this in the Midwest.
Hmm.
Up in Montana, man.
So it's now Sazerac company. The Barton, 1792 distillery is producing the early times these days, and so that's why I appreciate the mash bill, being so corn forward. But let's get into the early times Kentucky whiskey 80 proof. Of course, it's base. It has some rye and malted barley in the mix.
Mm,
Um, this one, there's a you mentioned a difference in color
it is.
right away because for this particular production, they are using used and new barrels. So it's like blending what was the old style,
With
which
this
was all used,
used.
with some potentially bourbon, new used American
It's
oak,
smelling better.
right? Yeah. So yeah, this has a combination of both new and used barrels. So it's still not a bourbon, but at least you have a portion of it that does use new barrel, which would qualify it potentially as a bourbon if it was 100% new barrel.
Go ahead and
So let's
dive
get it. Yeah,
into the
yeah, definitely sweeter oak notes
some
for sure.
corn, candy corn.
The corn is there. Candy
Candy
corn,
corn.
sweet corn is absolutely there. But heavier vanillins, like sweeter, like heavier vanillin oak toast. Heavier toast.
The
Toasted oak
marshmallow.
characteristics. The marshmallow comes
This
forth.
is
Yeah,
crazy.
like toasted marshmallow.
Because I know this couldn't have been no heavy char. No way. They was doing that much heavy char back in the day.
No, but it's like that.
Fires cost too much wood, too much money back then. There's no
But
way
this is the new. So this is the Sazerac expression, right?
No. This bottle doesn't mean it's the Sazerac expression.
You don't think so? Why not?
No. He said he got this like 15 years ago.
Oh,
It's no way
okay.
it's Sazerac. It's
Okay.
the old
It's
jam.
still old school.
Yeah.
It's old school, not as old school as
Not
the
as
other
old
one.
as that.
But
That's
okay,
50. This
okay,
this 39, something like
okay,
that. Okay.
no doubt.
Mid-age and old folks.
So all right, so this was potentially before Sazerac.
Before this is definitely
All
before
right, so
Sazerac.
this is still before Sazerac. Wow.
Yeah, this is before that. Bro, this was $9.99. Do you hear what I'm
Okay,
saying?
because now, all right, because the Barton, all right, that's the difference then. The Barton company, they now put theirs in that flask-like product, in the flask-like bottle.
Right.
So
I
this,
noticed that
so if you see
back
the
in 2020
flask
when I was
style bottle,
putting it up or dealing with it.
yeah, with what might be in the glass of the early times, the
That stamp, the red
their
sticker.
stamp, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
nah,
been probably since Sazerac's
Yeah,
purchase.
it's still back in the day.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. All right.
I don't know if I'm buying a half gallon this for $30 though. I'm picking up
Yeah.
some bullet or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Yep. Here it is at $12 for. This is more.
$12. The price went up. This was $9.99. It's $11.95 after all the years.
Bro,
It went up $3. I mean, $3. That's crazy.
That's only $2, bro. But yeah. So now
10, 11, 12. It's $11.95. You might as well $2
you say
change.
$9.99.
$2. Okay,
It's
$2.
$10,
Okay.
brother.
Hey, the early times was getting to me, folks. I'm sorry.
I love that math.
I don't know what they used
I
to put.
love
What
that
they used to
math
put
right
in
there.
this here, folks.
I love that math just now. So let's see what we got.
It's that Trump math.
Absolutely. Biggest crowds ever.
Yeah, this is given 5.2.
We're not. Absolutely. You say 5.2? Wait a minute. Let me go back. 5.2. I was somewhere else. 5.2. You don't like that extra little bit of new wood in that bad boy?
Pause.
Maybe a little bit of new.
But that's why. That is exactly why it's a 5.2.
Okay, so but a little bit more of the toasted note than
It definitely was a different level
first.
up.
Okay, so you
but I
get
can't. I ain't
5.25.
gonna
All right.
take that and run with it. Like this it's 5.2.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Come on now. This is like me sitting this next to Ancient Age. It's no way.
Well,
Stop searching. You're searching. You're really searching. Would you want to go 5.7? You want to say 5.7 so bad?
No. That's not what I want to say. Nah, I don't think I'm going to say 5.7. I don't think I'm going to say 5.7 just because, you know how initially I said that the balance of the first one, it was like so easy and so
I don't think the first one had balance. I just think it just wasn't harsh.
it was light. It was light from the nose for me. It was light. It was light through the taste profile, and the spirit
Let me
note
see this one
was
with a
light.
drop. Let me see this one with a drop of water.
On this one, I do get
It was better.
more intensities.
It was better.
More intensities.
That's why I leveled
But
up.
On the finish, I do get more spirit note on the finish on this one. A little bit more oak, which gives it a slightly drier profile into the finish.
Pecan stem.
Certainly, initially the sweeter tones were there. More of the toasted oak flavors were there, but maybe a little bit drier, a little bit more ABV on the finish, but without enough depth that gave me any interesting characteristics into the finish.
I don't know, man.
So yeah, I don't know either.
I'm changing my rating to 5.5 and put with a drop of water.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like it's a whole different taste with a drop of water. I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, for me, I like the old style more, giving it a 5.5. I'm taking this to a 5. I think this is a 5, man.
This is crazy better with a drop of water.
And you're saying, okay, with a drop of water, you'll give it a 5.5.
The palate, the finish, some
but it's
flavors.
only 80 proof, man.
But the flavor is different. I'm telling you. Like,
okay,
drop of water here, folks.
Okay, well, folks, it's only 80 proof. So.
5.5. I'm going 5.5.
You're going 5.5 with a drop of water. All right.
Yeah.
That.
Way more love for this with a drop of water.
Indeed. Okay. Well, I'm not doing the drop of water.
Only 80 proof. I'm gonna finish this glass though. See, but the spirit note changed, went up. You know, flavors came out. Like it's just different.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, folks, the early times, Kentucky Straight Whiskey 80 proof. This is it. Once again, let me let's go ahead and push that to the forefront. Zoe gives it 5.25. I'm giving it a 5, folks. 5 is like literally average, right?
So 6 is above average?
Yeah, 6 is above average for sure. 5 is absolutely average. There's nothing offensive about it at all, but there's absolutely nothing that is profound about it. Yeah, well, it's not an ABC.
It's not an ABC thing.
Type of thing.
Okay.
No. Where C is average, nah. A 5 is average.
Okay.
If there's something offensive about it, then we need to be in the 4s.
Yeah, not offensive.
Yeah, it's not offensive.
It's just average.
But there's nothing at all special that you need to go.
5 is generous. That's my guy. Well, you ain't been here in a little while.
5 is generous. There you go. All right, Mike. Absolutely. So shout out to Mike. Shout out to M. Will. What's going on?
Okay, well, join.
Absolutely. Shout out to Kanan. Kanan, were you on YouTube the other week, man? I think you may have caught us on YouTube.
Look at that celebrity jump in.
Soon to be Mrs. What's going on? H. Lara. How are you?
Your friend Charles, we got a celebrity in the building.
Your friend? Nah, not your friend. Our friend? Nope, not our friend. My friend. Charles is in the house. What's going on, your friend Charles?
What's up, my guy?
Absolutely. So, come on. And Will, what's happening, bro? Shout out. Got to make it on up. Branch, come do a Whiskey Wednesday with us. Bring a Whiskey Wednesday supply.
Yes,
we're gonna drink from your supply.
Bring
man.
2 or 3.
You gotta, like literally 6 whiskeys, man. He has some good stuff.
Hey, listen here.
So let me just recap. Early times, Kentucky Straight, 80 proof Kentucky whiskey. Now, this probably preceded what you'll see in the marketplace today, which today is a
Sazerac, more
company
like bottle
product, which is more of a flask,
plastic
bottle.
Too.
So, is it plastic?
Yeah, it's plastic.
Oh wow.
Early times is now
so
plastic.
I mean, we might have to do a recap on early times since we might have 3 iterations.
We will
early
not
times
be doing a recap
side by side, man. Why not?
Because I'm gonna put this on stage as soon as we leave here.
Zoe gives it a 5.25. I give it a 5.
We might have another water rinse. Folks.
It's absolutely fine. I mean, if you find these bottles at under $15, then hey, cheap and cheerful, as we call it in the wine world.
Wow,
that's like
I went from being generous to you calling it cheap. That's crazy.
Cheap and cheerful.
Cheap and cheerful.
Cheap and cheerful, everybody. All right. Well,
let's jump into some Taylor,
water rinse in. And gosh, folks. Up next for us is going to be a fun whiskey. It's a fun whiskey. And we are going to pivot a little bit from these Kentucky whiskeys,
So getting back to bourbon.
but not just a bourbon, a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, correct? Zoe?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. What's the proof points on that?
80.
80
and 40, baby.
80 proof.
And
Okay.
we were still at 80 here.
Mm-hmm.
We're still at 80.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, know don't be fooled by this plastic. This is not a fresh crack, folks.
That's right.
This is a classic bottle I found in a store that you wouldn't think is in. And there's a story to be had, folks. I actually aged some of this already with a blend of other whiskeys.
Absolutely. That's
I
the
blended
Taylor,
this
folks.
with the Taylor Straight Rye and some Penelope Valencia.
Wow,
I got
did
there.
you? Did you? Okay.
For 80 proof.
Folks, that's it there. Come on, let's pour it up, Zoe.
I put the cap back on, folks. I put the cap on tight and the cap cracked.
Really?
So, folks, this bottle has been sitting around for at least, dare I say, 10, 15 years? At least.
Really?
At least. Some upstate folks is still, the distributor houses are still distributing it. You can't see it. You can't find it on the internet. You can't buy it.
Wow,
folks,
wait a minute. Is that an old,
folks,
that's an old school bottle?
Folks, the price is...
Let me see this bottle. That's old.
That's
school.
even older.
Old school.
That's older.
Yeah.
Folks, the price is jumping up because it's hard to find in a lot of places. I got this bottle luckily enough for $20.
Gosh, I can't
no,
even find
that's
a
older.
Picture of,
I was on there just look for a 6 at the top. A red 6. Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Wow.
So I got this bottle for about $20, I think. Yeah. Got a liter for 25. 6 years. Wow. What 6-year whiskey with a name, with quality, coming from one of the grandfather houses are you getting for $20? $19.99. You cannot name me one. 6 years coming from a well-known, been doing it, grandfather recipe, been around. What?
With an age statement of 6 years, meaning that everything in the bottle has to be 6 years or more.
With quality coming from a
just with an age statement, period.
With a well-known house. Like where?
7-year-old. There are 7-year-olds that are, in the $60 range.
1999.
Mm.
And folks, I must say,
something like a Willet. The Willet pot still is 6-year minimum. They don't put an age statement on it. Willet Rye is 4 years minimum. Put an age statement on it. Wow, yeah, those are in the 60, 50, 60s. Absolutely. Yes. Folks, drop it in the comments.
Whatever they were doing back in the day when they made this, folks. I think I woke up the next morning. I think my head was rocking.
It was rough. Was it rough?
The next morning was rough.
Was it rough? Wow.
I woke up like, what did I have?
Really?
Like a train hit me.
Really? Wow.
So I'm gonna go light on this.
Okay. Indeed. Oh, beautiful. If you're still in the house.
This is light on the nose.
If you are still in the house, what's going on, Miss Fox? If you are still in the house. Kevin, Silk, what's happening? Bunky, what's going on?
Wow, back when McKenna 10-year was $30 before it was allocated.
Yo, I was just looking at that McKenna as well.
Wow.
Just a second ago. $30 though, folks. Yeah, that bad boy, that's up on the shelf for about 60, right? 60, 69 right now. Yeah. Those days are gone.
We gotta take it to the yard. It has to go to the yard. It has to go to the yard.
All right. Did you talk about the aromatics yet? Did you get into this?
Aromatics. I am getting. There's a nose that's between these two for me, between the early times and the
Old Taylor,
old style. No, between these two. So I'm getting like a little richness, and then I'm getting a lot of like light strings, simplistic nose.
Okay.
I'm not.
Some simplicity.
Maybe some light corn. I mean, some oak on the structure.
Excuse me.
It's refreshing. It's light. It reminds me of a little bit of the Nika days.
Okay.
You getting that sunshine that comes through there.
Indeed.
Some light caramels.
Yeah.
Some light caramels, like
high kind of sunshine citrus.
Like, I'm not getting nothing that's just dynamic jumping out at
orange. Yeah. There's some subtleties here that are nice. Nothing super crazy, but
it's 6 years though on oak though.
It's high tone. It's crazy that this bourbon is showing so much citrus.
But you think 6 years it would be a little more heavy on the nose?
Probably not for them, right?
Unless they were doing
they're not doing heavy charring.
0.5 char.
They're
something crazy light.
They're probably doing a number two toast.
But I mean, back then this was like
they probably didn't, but they weren't heavily charring.
Right, but they were the king of the realm probably back then, and when this bottle was being put out.
Bro, that joint is creamy on the palate, though. It is creamy on the palate. It finishes short, but it was that initial was crazy creamy.
It's light.
Yeah.
Spirit note isn't harsh.
Finish
is short, like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm in a better spot than I was with the early times.
For sure, because we're actually into the bourbon arena now, folks.
I can't do
literally.
That.
We're talking.
We
are talking proper bourbon now.
I need some oils on it though.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I think I'm at I see the word Taylor, so I'm trying to take that out of my mind and just rate the whiskey itself.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Because that makes me a little biased. It might change my score.
You think so? Okay.
I'm at a solid 6 to a 6.25.
6 to 6.25 on that one.
Solid.
Okay.
I think my trend for the night has been water. That's far.
What happened?
My trend has been water.
Yeah. Well,
it's been improving. It's been improving these things. No, I mean a drop of water. It's been improving. 2 drops of water.
Cut that ABV down, huh?
Not even cut it down, just to see if it opens up. Because none of them are harsh.
They aren't. I mean, we're dealing with 80 proof. I don't feel right about
when I added the water.
Adding any water.
Well, when I added the water, some whiskeys spirit note jumps up.
Okay.
So it jumped up here. I didn't try this one with water.
Okay. We did. Yeah, you're right.
It jumped up here.
I don't know why I was thinking that we had tasted this on camera last week though. And
no. We finished and I just poured it out my bag.
Exactly. And we had enough, I guess, high ABV stuff.
It's more flavor.
I don't know. I think it's more subtle.
I mean, on the palate.
Okay.
They all
aromatically a little more subtle. Let's see what we get on palate.
Way more flavor on the palate. The finish was longer.
I think it opens up a little bit more wood note.
The finish, the finish was longer.
It brings you into some of the kind of warmer, toasty spices of the barrel.
I like that,
but it's very open though. It definitely opens it up and kind of creates a little bit of a, what do they call it? A crescendo. Yeah.
And the spirit note,
like that pop.
Spirit note.
It's the wood tones. It's not like
I'm okay with that though, because sometimes a lot of wood tones bring it so mature and
Okay.
so wood forward as a turnoff.
Okay.
It's not with this though.
Gotcha.
So this 6.25.
Mm,
Yeah, that did it.
mm. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think this brings in a balance. It brings in an old school style bourbon before folks started maximizing a lot of like heavy oak characteristics.
Right.
It's still very whiskey esque, where also it doesn't maximize such a sweet corn profile and like youthful note because you're in a mature realm now.
But it
You're at
brings the
6 years,
creaminess out
so
though.
you're kind of like okay if it's lighter toasting or a toast level on oak as opposed to heavy char, then you're at 6 years, which kind of creates a subtle kind of elegance about it, reducing some of the intense
It's
fruit
given like
notes.
a high
So I
aged
do like
Canadian whiskey. High aged Canadian whiskey.
nothing super high, but like literally take into
Like
account
that penalty 20.
the the whistle pig sixes,
Okay.
right? The whistle pig sixes. I
Nothing
think those still
outrageous, but subtle
showcase
in
a
there.
little bit sweeter, but for that bourbon, there are some subtleties there. I made an association with the whistle pig just because where we started with the early times, but just giving it a little bit more body, although that's still Canadian whiskey,
Okay.
non-used, used oak or heavy. This has a little bit more body, a little bit more structure of the oak, but it's still fresh. Whisker is in the
Mr.
house.
Beard.
Drew Beard, what's
Mr.
going
Beard.
on, brother? And Shambashanti, what's going on?
Wow. Where are you from, Burnie?
Come on now. I know I probably
Whiskier.
know that person.
Mr. Beard. He's now on vacation if he's looking at this.
Absolutely. Well, come on, Zoe.
6.25. Delicious with the water drop.
Wow.
It's amazing with the water drop.
Really? Okay.
I'm definitely gonna put this on this French stave right here in front of me.
French stave in it, huh?
It's definitely about to go into this glass.
Well, there you go, folks. There you go.
What else did I put the Havana in here. So there's a little maple and a little rum finish in there.
Yeah, he's doing
Living
a
the
lot.
dream,
He's
baby.
doing it all.
Living
He's
the
doing
dream.
it all.
We're gonna put that on French oak.
So you say 6 what?
6.2.
Okay. Okay.
I got a liter of this at home. Mr. Drew Beard, I think I'm gonna wait to open this till you get here, maybe. The Babe Ruth. He brings all those nice bottles through here. Might have to wait for that, but we're gonna sit that right there on that stage. Ooh, look at the color on there. Already. It's a beautiful, it's a beautiful thing.
All right. Fantastic.
Maybe you
Well,
might want that on the table.
there we go. Yeah, still need that on the table because we're still rating the Old Taylor, folks. Old Taylor.
Uh-oh.
That's that from Alonzo gets a 6.25. From me, it gets a 6. And it is over, it's above average, right? Fun whiskey. That's a 6-year-old. It is a lighter toast to this production. Super easy to drink.
Super easy.
No problemo at all as far as being able to sip that in a clean way to make cocktails. I would choose this over a lot of other $20 bourbons and a lot of other $20 whiskeys. You picked it up for $20.
Yeah, I mean,
New releases. The newer releases. Are you gonna find that Old Taylor Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey?
man, we on this subject. I found enough Burrow strain. Burrow proof.
Just think about this Old Taylor though.
Yeah.
This particular Old Taylor. Are you gonna find that?
There's more upstate, I heard. New York and Jersey up that way, I heard. But
Really?
like in our area, no, it's hard. It's not sitting at every store.
Yeah.
This guy would not sell the last 6 bottles. He's like, no, I heard about it. Everybody been coming in and getting it, going crazy. I'm not selling all the bottles. I'm keeping 3. I was gonna buy all 6.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, I'm keeping it. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna send somebody in there and see if he sells it to somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's solid. It's solid. 6.25. That's easy drinking. I'm down with it. All right. Well, that was Old Taylor Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, everybody. We're gonna move on.
Old Bardstown.
We're gonna stick with the old timers. Huh?
For now.
Yeah, we already did a water rinse, folks. So welcome back. Ooh, let me get that off the screen. And what are we doing now? What are we doing now?
Old Bardstown.
Old
Baby.
bards, huh? Old bards. Are we doing the old bards zone?
Mm-hmm.
There it is right there, folks. But that one right there is a 750 milliliter. It has what is coined actually the Kentucky style bottle. You see that square bottle? It kind of looks more like a Jack Daniels, right? It's the same thing that the early times comes in. Well, it was the early Kentucky style bottle, which is crazy because that bottle is most known, that square style bottle, by a famous Tennessee producer, right?
Yes, indeed.
Good old Jack Daniels, right? But nah, they call that the Kentucky style bottle. And I learned that from Black Draft, pass me that Hannahsville.
I was looking at the age
Yeah,
statement on this. I gotta give me one.
it's 6 years, man.
Yeah.
It's 6 years. This is crazy too.
Yeah.
Because
Mizanora? Well, that might be.
nah, this is just
No, I'm
standard.
saying that. I think that's the way I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Because that's the Hannahsville bottle. They call that the old Tennessee. I'm sorry, the old Kentucky style bottle right there. That square style bottle. Good old Black Draft right there representing. With their Hannahsville, West Virginia rye. But folks, we are enjoying a fresh crack. We're going to get into it of the old Bardstown, but this is a liter size bottle. We just got the liter size bottles in. It's crazy. Under 30 bucks, folks, when you can find a bottle like this. Go ahead, Zoe. Grab that bottle, bro.
Wow.
Balls. And we're going to do a fresh crack on the old
Sour
Bardstown.
mash. I love a good sour
It's
mash.
the classic sour mash.
My favorite sour mash? McKenna.
McKenna. There you go.
McKenna sour mash is my favorite.
McKenna.
Don't what I say? Don't judge me, judge your mother. That's my favorite.
Okay,
I
okay.
might get that on a t-shirt.
Well, Zoe is pouring it up, folks. It is 90 proof.
Oh, we jumping up, folks. We getting closer to my round.
That's right. Your new round.
My new round.
Since Whiskey Wednesday.
110 or better, baby.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. But this, folks, is a liter
We're back.
of the old Bardstown. And man, we sell this for under 30 bucks for a full liter. So, in my opinion, this competes with the big brand.
Look at this. Crazy. Old, early, old. Twist, 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 twist.
Indeed.
And they
You
keeping
gotta
the twist
represent.
here. They're keeping the twist here.
You kind of, if it has the old, you gotta represent in that type of closure. I would say. Some of the only that's not, keeping with that is
Finally back to regular.
old Rip Van Winkle. Old Rip Van Winkle, I think, is in a cork style closure, right? Right?
Rip, yeah.
Yeah, old Rip Van Winkle is
It's
those
a twist right there. The
old school.
one is a twist.
Old school
One
is
West,
a twist.
One West got a twist.
Yeah.
That bottle,
But
and it's the short,
the
fat,
newer
stubby bottle.
Old Rip 10
It's the
is
corks.
is a cork. Yeah. Absolutely.
About ready to open the 10-year.
But the old little squat bottle.
The squat bottle.
Yeah.
There's only one person I know that got that bottle.
That was a screw cap.
You don't want to know what the price is on that bottle.
On that 10-year-old. Yeah, that should be scoring like crazy.
That price on there he's selling it's like it's a mortgage. Probably 3.
As he should. But as we drink the old Bardstown, of course, folks, this is a Willett family distilling brand.
This bottle says the greatest Kentucky bourbon. That's pretty bold. That is pretty bold.
That is pretty bold, for sure. So here we're talking about a rye style bourbon. So corn, secondary grain, rye, and malted barley. And I want to say they're using both of their.
What button did you click? Okay, so I don't know why I did that then. Yeah.
I don't know what button did you click.
My Instagram. I don't see it no more.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Well,
We still there? Okay, we're
I
still
think
there then.
so.
All right, well, maybe my Instagram's having technical difficulties.
Okay.
Let me log out and log back again.
Indeed, indeed.
This is smelling good though. No, I don't see it. Go to your page.
All right.
Go
So
ahead and continue, Ryan. I feel
so
good.
yeah. Mostly corn with
Mm-mm.
the rye mash bill. Did you get kicked out?
I know. Oh.
All right, yeah,
Or
start
just
over.
stay on your page.
So folks, we're drinking the Old Bardstown Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It is produced by Willet, and we are talking about uh, a production that likely takes both of the Willet bourbon recipes of that 36% rye
Mm-hmm.
mash bill for their bourbon mash bill, as well as their lower rye mash bill, which I want to say is closer to maybe 21%, between maybe high teens and 21%.
Wow.
So let's give it a try. I think we're also talking, we are definitely also talking minimum 4 years for this one. So I think we start off with some 3 year product, a 6 year product. We go to minimum 4 year at least on the Old Bardstown
Mm.
Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
This is the
We're
whiskey I'm
talking
looking
about
for.
aged in new charred American oak barrels. So
There's some nuttiness there.
we're talking probably level 3 for this
Some peanut brittle.
minimum. Peanut brittle is what I get, absolutely. 90 proof, folks. Wow. Vanilla, toast, peanut brittle, a
Reese's
little bit of rye spice,
Reese's Puff cereal.
the cereal. Nice. A little bit of maybe apricot. Give it a taste. Cheers. Here or
Nah, whichever one.
okay.
Tell me that brittle, that
Mm.
mm,
Think it kicks us off.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I'm thinking that. Then we might be still on what,
Oh,
YouTube.
yep. There's a question mark there.
We're still on YouTube.
Uh huh. Yep. Instagram.
Mm. This is definitely tasting delicious. The effects, the difference between used oak and new oak is crazy different. I'm just wondering how they got the color here, folks. I'm pouring up a little dram of that. I'm gonna go straight home and eat me a salad.
We'll go home and eat a salad, huh?
Yes,
Nice.
indeed. Yes, indeed. A chicken steak salad, Caesar salad, some jalapenos.
That sounds great. That sounds absolutely fantastic.
This nose is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
We live on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And add it.
Some fruit notes coming through there. But what fruit though? I don't want to say citrus. I'm getting like this grape thing, green grapes.
Okay. Okay.
What they classifying grapes as? I would love to know that family name they're called the grapes. I don't know. Really liking this
All
production.
right, folks. We're having a little bit of issue on Instagram. So so we are going to potentially have to
I
just
have
do
to
a little bit of a reboot on that, maybe.
rather start going live on this and keep the iPad up.
Yeah, there's like
There's a recording time with this app that isn't
mm-hmm,
picking up on both,
yeah, it's an hour, and I'm aware of that.
but not on YouTube.
No, not on YouTube. That's why.
It's IG.
Like
Okay,
you just have to know how to
coordinate them
just
and
kind of
then just add a
keep it
watch.
moving, see what we need to do to make sure that we can come back at folks. Let's see. Remove. Remove.
This
Okay.
is a
Paste
bathroom break.
that.
This is intermission, folks. Go use the
Save
bathroom.
changes.
Go grab your popcorn
All right. See if you come.
and your slushy.
See if you come back on.
Um,
Yeah. So that's one of those things where just we'll hop off and maybe have to hop back on. Go live. I had to press the go
Pause.
live.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
And we're back.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe we can link them together later.
Later. Yep.
We'll see.
Yep. Absolutely.
All
Indeed.
right.
Indeed.
Now that we have that fixed, but we're back. We're on Old Bardstown. We left off with notes of peanut brittle. I'm getting a little grape.
You get a little bit of a grape note, huh?
Yeah, Reese's Welch's grape thing going on. Some Reese's peanut butter puff cereal.
That's awesome. Well, definitely the peanut butter for me. Vanillins, kind of a little bit of a salted caramel like note.
I'm about to say unsweetened caramel.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit of booze, 90 proof. Let's see what we have on the palate.
I'm enjoying this. We finally back into the realm of bourbon whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were in the realm here, but when it's so crazy how this is 6 years and this
Mm-hmm.
isn't 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes age is nothing but a number, they say. Sometimes they say that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're nothing but a number, they say. There's a freshness to this. It's crazy because I was getting peanut
Grain
butter.
wise.
I was getting peanut butter, peanuts,
Okay.
nuttiness. Then you get I'm getting like this grape, and now I'm getting a citrus.
There's a little citrus there as well. Yeah, I would say. And then on the palate, the spices come forth a little bit more. So I'm definitely getting the peppers. Really, on that first sip, not a lot of grassiness, but definitely a little peppery note, little peppercorn, along with this kind of sweeter corn notes, the ripe oak
There's
flavors.
like a oak / rusticness to this for me.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a balance of youthful and structure.
We're definitely more energized with this production.
Yeah, more energy than these.
Yeah.
I don't
With a lot
know.
more firing off. It's crazy silky on the finish. I'd say, we're now into a liter size bottle that's still under $30. We left a bottle you picked up for $20. It was a little bit older at 6 years as opposed to something that's probably more in the 4 year realm. And then early times, which is like 3 years,
3 years.
right? There's an intensity that happens with this one, but still
New oak.
new oak with
We're
the
new oak
bourbon
here
Old
though.
Taylor.
We're new
Yeah,
oak,
for
you
the
know.
Kentucky straight bourbons. But there's a silkiness here that's pretty nice. Initially, I got a little bit more boozy aromatics, but it folded into on the palate the flavors pretty well and left you with kind of a longer finish that didn't really drop off and or become more intense, right? So the finish was balanced and it's long, it's still going on, right? Yep. That's pretty cool. Let me have another little sip because I want to maybe add just a drop of water.
Hey, I didn't add a drop of water, but I already doubled up.
You already doubled up? Okay.
Already doubled up. That drop of water is all you, my guy.
All right.
Let's see what you got going on there with the drop of water. I'm gonna swirl this around so I can smell my whiskey water.
There you go, whiskey water. It is. Huh?
Kentucky whiskey water.
Indeed.
3% alcohol.
Why not?
Whiskey water. Going viral.
Why not? Gotta show it off. Gotta represent local.
Gotta give a shout out too.
Oh yeah, we will do all that.
Whiskey water, folks. It smells so good. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Get this funky dampness, burl smell.
Yeah, this becomes one of those whiskeys where, once again, it's a liter size. We're selling it for under $30. It has the spices. It has a full flavor profile, higher in ABV than the first three we started at, which were all 80 proof. This is 90 proof. It holds this ABV well and delivers it in a more complex way with heavier caramels, heavier toast, a little bit of apple cinnamon, a little bit of citrus, the spices in the background, a longer finish. Will you sip this? You could sip this, but for quality cocktail bottling, I think that's where this old Bardstown sits, and it's going to show up in those cocktails quite nicely. But sipping wise, I'm finding some nice flavor cues in there that are neat. At $30, they're under $30. I think we have this on sale for mid 20s right now, mid to high 20s, something like that. But it's kind of the way I would go for cocktails more so. Like I would use this as opposed to Jim Beam, Bullet, even maybe, and some of those others that are in
I
the
don't know. I
marketplace.
think I can really replace Jim Beam with this.
For sure, I'm going to use this over a Jim Beam. And Jim Beam is probably still going to be like maybe at about $20 or low 20s for a liter. I'm going Old Bardstown for sure. And because it has a bit of a drier, more authentic flavor profile than maybe sometimes a Bullet might have, then I would go for this to stand up in the cocktails. Fun stuff from Willet, and yeah, solid product. But it's rating time.
What are you rating this one?
So we gotta consider the ratings on this.
What are you rating this bad boy right here?
Well, I think that I am going to go.
Let me see if my rating fits. Like, let me see.
Yeah, I'm probably at a 6.5 for this one.
I was going 6.5.
Yeah.
I think there's a little more disparity here. Of course, I gave this one 6.25 with the drop of water. So without the drop of water, I think the disparity would have been right, 6 and 6.5. So 6.5 is where I'm gonna sit up with that 6.5.
Okay. Well, there we go, folks. Let's go ahead and show that off. Let's show it off. And so we are
And this good old water rinse.
enjoying
Bardstown.
Bardstown.
Old Bardstown, I'm sorry.
Yeah, old Bardstown.
The greatest Kentucky bourbon. I gotta say that with pride because they say it with pride.
Okay.
I gotta let it be known the way they let it be known.
Okay. So yeah, we're showcasing the
Chef
old Bardstown.
J. Duke. Chef
What's
J.
up,
Duke?
J. Duke? What's happening?
What's up, J. Duke? Chef J. Duke. Bring some of that good old chef food through here.
Without a doubt.
I gotta say it.
So, folks, what you see on the screen there is their 750 milliliter bottle, which is the traditional Kentucky style bottling. But what we're enjoying is a liter style bottle. Now, this was what was available to me more recently from the Willett Distillery of the Old Bardstown. The 750 milliliter hasn't been available for a little bit. Hopefully, they come back in pretty soon. I don't know. The liter style bottles seems to be maybe a little less malty compared to the 750 milliliter bottle that I literally just finished up.
You think production
So
issue?
if they have switched production a little bit, if they've kind of created this liter size bottle, I haven't been in contact with anybody from Willett. I haven't been in contact or asked this question to anyone from the distribution company for Old Bardstown, whether this is a new batch, a new play, hitting still the price point, because I was selling that fifth at $24.99. For there to be a liter that I'm selling close to that at $27.99, that's pretty close. That's pretty close.
This was close too, though.
That's pretty close as far as the price point, liter versus 750 milliliter.
Yeah.
You know, I would think a liter would come in maybe at $32.99, something like that, maybe. So I'm just saying that to say this is a liter style. I love the 750 milliliter bottle. I probably may have given, in my memory, the fifth a quarter point, maybe at least above what this liter is drinking at. But of course, this is a fresh crack. It's cold, it's a new day. So just that
flurries
said,
outside.
Oh, folks, matter of fact, Zoe gave this a 6.5. I don't know why it's showing 65. I missed
folks. I gave it a 65 out of 10, folks.
65 out of 10. Did you
it
like it?
Over delivers. 65 out of 10, folks.
Absolutely. Well, 6.5 from both Zoe and myself for the Old Bardstown Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey in a liter size, 90 proof, folks.
Come on, Burn. You gotta do a fresh crack some point tonight. Last week you ain't do a crack bottle. I cracked all the bottles tonight. Come on now.
Dude, I'm doing a water rinse, and you got to do that fresh crack on this new bottle.
Horse Soldier, folks.
Horse Soldier.
So I've been seeing this
Let's
bottle
show
for
it
the
off.
last year and a half on the base. Newly acquired by my distributor. I haven't tasted it yet. This flies off the shelf.
Really?
There's a display that does not come down, folks. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. They put all this money into this foil display on the bottle, folks. I mean, 87 proof. That was the old me. The new me like 110 proof. Excited to hear what y'all think. So there are 3 offerings, folks. I don't remember the other 2, but I can say that the display on the base, I mean, folks, they refill this pallet. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you have a display and I refill it once a month, that display is at least 15, 20 cases. And it's only 6-pack, so. But 15, 20 cases, folks, they're refilling this thing like once a month. Like, again, I've never tasted this, so I'm super excited. A new package for me to get out and tell folks about. Oh, the nose. Man, it's like some sweet, nice sweet tones, like a cherry tart, sweet tarts. It's a little bit of that, it's definitely some bright red fruits coming through there on the nose. I'm thinking just give me a little bit of that, just give me like cherry sweet tart.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's like a little bit of this like wet, which I'm biased about, which I do like. It's like this little bit of this wet barrel funkiness.
Okay. Okay.
Freshness. I associate that with a freshness.
No doubt.
Oh, the nose is big and bold. It's bright.
Okay.
Wow. I don't think we had a nose this night this big and bright. And we are 3 proofs a little bit lower, if I'm not mistaken. 87 versus 90.
87 for this one.
There's some
And
energy in this, some brightness. What I was smelling on the nose in the bottle, I'm not really getting in the nose in the glass.
okay. Well,
maybe because of the fresh crack and I'm getting those fresh nuances.
Toast again. I'm seeing rye, but
and cherry.
Not as spicy of a rye.
No, definitely not
right?
spicy.
It's a little bit more floral and it brings a bit more fruit. Floral and fruit notes to the rye component on this one.
Little apple.
Yeah.
Some orchard, not orchid. Little orchard, not orchid, folks. I'm just saying.
Indeed.
Gotta clarify that.
Indeed.
Gotta keep myself reminded that it's orchard, not orchid.
Well, did you give a little bit of rundown? You said it was American Freedom Distillery, right? And it was this is American Freedom Distillery out of Kentucky, founded by former Green Berets who are part of the U.S. Special Forces. Shout out to all military out there. Thank you so much.
All those that serve and protect us.
All of you who serve
put their life on the line,
the military, first responders, all the like. And they're paying homage. They rode horseback alongside Afghan allies. And so hence the horse soldier.
They rode horseback.
Horseback. That was they're in Afghanistan. So
in the service?
It's Afghanistan, bro. So
bro, it's cars and tanks out there.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can't navigate in certain areas, with cars and tanks
all that.
when you're in Afghanistan. Afghanistan was a hard fight, bro. That was a hard fight because
I'm not knocking it at all.
This was all hills, mountains,
That's what I'm saying. Desert. Like, these guys these guys were thorough guys to be out there on the horse.
We're not talking about we're in Afghanistan. It was like mountains, hills.
I got close best friends that were there. I got close best friends. I was on the phone with one of my friends, and he's like, "Yo, I gotta go." Bomb, and then just cut off.
Indeed.
And then talk to him for like 3 or 4 months.
Indeed.
Was worried.
He's good.
No, he's good, home and all that. But
right.
the same. But imagine talking to your people. He's
God bless all the soldiers.
I gotta go.
And
God bless.
Military, veterans, first responders as well.
I like this nose.
Indeed. This smells like it's not super old, right? It's still probably in a youthful arena. I would
I'm thinking 2 to 4.
Yep.
There's a lot of taste here. Doesn't say on the bottle, but I'm thinking 2 to 4 years. Could be wrong, folks. This is brand new to me. Ready to get out there and sell it and tell folks about it and spread this wonderful gospel of horse soldier. Like I said, the base sells this like crazy. It's easy to drink, folks. Like
Yeah.
It's a balance of like spirit and some flavor profile.
And so this is a Kentucky.
It's drinking.
This is, let me see. This is a Kentucky. No, this is just a straight bourbon whiskey, right? Straight bourbon whiskey.
Matt says I can't wait to have that bottle head to head with the single barrel I had from them. Excuse me, Matt. Did you open the single barrel already? Let us know some tasting components and some smells on that bottle because I have yet to have the single barrel.
Of what?
Single barrel.
What are we talking about? Of this?
Yeah,
Oh,
so single
okay.
barrel from them already.
Oh, okay. Nice, nice, nice.
Single barrel is higher proof. I did see it. I haven't had it yet. I'm curious.
Mm-hmm. Great label, kind of a metal.
They put work in
metal
it.
copper like label. Okay.
I drank enough of them to make me a pasta.
So here we're talking about at least
Cheers to them folks.
cheers. At least 2 years of aging. Seems kind of fresh, light. I mean, all of these have kind of seemed kind of on the fresher, lighter.
Matt says single barrel is killer, dark, rich fruits and tones of viscosity.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We're gonna have to drink single barrel real soon, then, Burn.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. There's a birthday coming up. Wow. There's a birthday coming up in February, folks. The man himself. There's gonna be a all-star lineup that night.
Think so?
And maybe tomahawk steak, short ribs. I don't know what goes good.
Go ahead, hook it up.
Barbecue ribs or savory steak.
You said tomahawk
or savory steak. I mean, which one goes better with bourbon?
Haven't had a tomahawk. That's for folks who are really living life. Never had a tomahawk.
I live my best life through certain distributors.
Indeed. But Horse Soldier, folks.
This is going so good.
Getting back to this is like maybe a little bit more high citrus,
some light
compared
candy
to Bardstown.
Some light candy,
a little sweeter candy, a little bit more kind of sugared, right?
More sugar.
Yeah, a little bit more sugar.
Not like
fresh candy,
burnt sugar, not like
citrus.
Brown sugar, but like candied sugar.
Yeah.
But folks, everything on the table tonight has had a light creaminess about it, a crispness, folks. It's everything on the table.
I would say kind of a youthful crispness.
Youthful crisp.
There's a youthful crispness to this lineup tonight.
A little bit of peanut for me.
Which is
a little nuttiness. Just maybe I'm thinking brioche. Maybe not nuttiness. Maybe brioche, bready.
Okay, I get that. Brioche toast type deal going on.
That when you walk into a real fresh bakery, you get that yeasty smell in the air.
Yeah,
from a real bakery.
Okay. Gosh, folks. I mean, we've had some interesting whiskeys. Now, of course, we're falling back when it comes to ABV, right?
Three proofs.
Yeah. We're falling back a little bit. In a
Matty
couple
Ice.
proof points.
Can you clear it up? Did you have a single barrel or barrel strength? I'm thinking maybe you had a barrel strength. I could be wrong. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay.
This is good.
Yeah.
It handles stuff. It's a balance. Youthfulness. Spirit notes and viscosity. Finish on the palate. A little salinity. Some salinity.
There's a little savory. A little bit of savory. But I will say probably the standout on this one is that the oak doesn't finish as maybe dry as even the old Bardstown did. There's maybe a little bit more roundness, a little bit more salinity. You salivate a little bit more, right?
Right.
into the finish. So solid, solid, solid. Relatively easy drinking. My question is, does this have the compounds and components to really be that standalone like sipping experience?
I think they're young though, not too young, 2 to 5 years. Probably
Three to five, maybe.
most of their juice is probably sitting around 2 or 3 years with a
Yeah.
little bit lingering.
I don't know.
Um,
Maybe.
I think whatever they're doing,
Yeah.
um, maybe I would like to see a double oak from them. Jump out the gate while they're young and go double oak.
Mm,
Um, they have a barrel strength, so they are doing cask strength barrel strength right now. So
okay.
I mean, those might be the more flavorful and intensities that Matt's talking about.
Okay.
I mean, this probably is their like, hey, I'm here, beginner, 3.5, 4 years. Um, we're getting some complexity and flavors, which is good, which I like.
Mm,
I'm intrigued to try the other two. There's two more. There's three that we house. There's three.
hmm
There's two more. So I'm intrigued.
Absolutely.
Um, I like what they're doing though. I mean, like they can go from here and go sherry cast. I mean, they go from here and go port cast. I mean, they could just there's so many avenues with this good liquid at a young age that they can just say, let's go crazy.
mm mm.
The nose has changed crazy.
Indeed. Well, let's once again give it up to the military. Horse Soldiers Premium Straight Bourbon Whiskey is crafted by American Freedom Distillery. It's founded by a group of former Green Berets who are part of a special forces team deployed to Afghanistan after 9/11. They pay homage to the mission during which they rode horseback alongside Afghan allies, earning them the nickname Horse Soldiers.
And you wait till I
So
drop
we
a
want
whiskey.
to just pay homage to
Absolutely.
our U.S. military veterans, those who, after that just extremely faithful night or day of 9/11, just the world changed in a moment,
You better
folks,
know it.
or in a few moments. I remember, we all remember where we were,
Oh, I know exactly where I
at
was.
that early morning on 9/11, 2021, 2001, 2001. Um,
I know
and
exactly where I
so
was.
commitment to quality, you know, those who went and fought and who arrived back, those
I mean, the
who
first
arrived back
responders.
with injuries, those who didn't arrive back. Just thank you so much for your bravery at that time of just extreme fear and uncertainty. So we get
What?
around to
Rating
ratings.
that bad boy. Woo.
Indeed.
Um, I think
You're up for
I bel
rating.
I believe they're on the path to doing great things. Um, this juice we have in front of us is delicious, folks. Definitely, I'm gonna grab it. Number one, to pay homage and support those folks that work hard. Number two, pick it up because it's clean, it's crisp. There's a complexity, there's a balance. This is a solid production. They're doing great things. I can't wait till they have better age statements,
Yeah.
um, different versatilities, productions with different mash bills.
Okay.
Um, I'm going 7.25. I am. I
Nice.
will pour this again in my glass without ice. I'll pour this maybe over ice. A little no, might water down a little bit. Boom. Definitely in a cocktail. Um, yeah, 7.25. I like what they're doing.
Wow.
And they're young. There's not a lot of 2 to 3.5, 4 years. Maybe hit five with some juices. There's not a lot of people in that realm where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm pouring this straight out of my glass. I'm pouring more than one. It's not a lot. For
Wow.
me, it's not.
Okay.
So I'm going 7.2.
Okay. Well, Zoe is filling the horse soldier.
I am.
straight
So
bourbon whiskey,
drinkable and enjoyable.
87 proof. Zoe gives it a 7.25, and that's I see where you get there because there's a level of creaminess early on and into the finish that makes it super approachable.
Lingering.
Yeah. I like where they are. I like, that, the guys who created this were Green Beret. Once again, thank you for your service. The whiskey itself, I'm a little bit more critical on it. Maybe it's a fine whiskey. I'm going 6.5 on this. I don't know if I like it more than the old Bardstown.
I kind of do.
But into the finish, I see where you're going. I might be up to 6.75 for this one.
Folks, I don't get this guy. 1 week, I'm rating tougher. 1 week, now I'm being too generous. Like, I mean, either way, this guy make me look bad. I don't know.
Nah, it's not looking bad. I'm probably looking bad. I'm looking bad because it's like, yo, a horse soldier. This is here.
I can't look bad giving them a higher rating. I can't look bad, but I'm like
I gotta go with my initial.
Am I being too nice? Am I being too critical? Like,
nah, you're just like literally giving it your palate. And I will say that there's an extra level of creaminess that comes with this one. That's cool and differentiates itself maybe amongst the others, but at the same time, yeah,
check that, G.
There's a youthfulness
because I don't get everybody that chimes in, who comments.
Oh yeah,
I don't see it all. See,
okay,
I haven't seen none of that.
Yeah,
and they like, oh my god, they didn't speak to me, and they roll out.
Well, this is the time. So, Horse Soldier. This is a Kentucky straight. No, what is this? A straight bourbon whiskey? Horse Soldier straight bourbon whiskey. Although it's bottled in Kentucky, it's not a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
We're gonna come back with the barrel strength. We're gonna double
a straight bourbon whiskey. 7.25 from Zoe. I give it a 6.5. I'm being a little critical. I don't know.
There's two more productions that we want to bring through.
Is what it is.
And see if you're more.
But God bless those the entities behind this production. The American Freedom Distillery, Green Berets. Come on now.
DJ L Boogie chimed in.
Salute to you for sure. So that's my rating. That's our ratings, I should say, right?
Lost Whiskey chimed in
for the production.
Hey, Brian, you
Zoe 7.25, me 6.5. All right, folks, we are. What am I doing? We are going to take a water break.
Let's take it.
Let's take that water break. And in the meantime, let's shout out to, everybody who is in the live with us. We so appreciate you being here. Shout out to you all. Chef, we shouted you out. Come on now. Indeed. So appreciate you. M Dog, man, I so appreciate you always. Your support. Amber Nace, what's going on? How are you? Castle Bridge, what's going on? We didn't shout out before. Johnny Flip, what's happening?
E-Grip.
What's going on?
Like E-Grip.
Why E-Grip? What's happening? Wine Cellar Stories. Hello, Bubbles and Bourbon. Hey, and
Lost Whiskey. I'm taking a trip up there soon, fellas. I'll see you in the spring. I will be at Lost Whiskey in the spring.
Mark, what's happening, bro? What's happening? Gotta get your bottles in here. Gotta get Nick or you, Mark, back in here on a Lost Whiskey Wednesday, especially since they dropped their new 750 milliliter bottles.
And some cash strength back up in here.
bros, I know, y'all are in talks with some folks, but we may need to go ahead and get those bottles direct because we are completely bare of the good old lost.
We might drive down, pick them up.
We gonna
That sound
drive
good.
down, hang out,
And yeah, I can't
because
wait.
I think their open hours are times I have to be in here.
There's
which is
always a
literally
Saturday
tomorrow,
and Sunday.
which I might be able to do tomorrow.
There's always a Saturday and Sunday.
But they're
Tomorrow's
Saturday.
Friday.
No, tomorrow is Thursday, sir.
Tomorrow's Thursday. Hey, it is Whiskey Wednesday.
Yes, indeed.
It's Whiskey Wednesday and was feeling like Thursday.
Kyle, what's happening, bro?
Wow.
Welcome in.
All right, let's move on to this wonderful
Yo, this man.
finish we have.
Come on now. Good stuff.
I do not own the rights to being in possession of this bottle. I don't own the rights.
Okay. You say that, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and then we're gonna get into the finale.
Zoe's Corner.
So, oh my gosh, we have enough time for this to spend a good 15 minutes, and then good 15 minutes on Zoe Corner.
I'm nervous
before Instagram decides to.
I'm nervous. Let's go. Let's
mess
rock
with us again.
Let's rock.
Right? Let's go. So, boom. Let me show it.
Yes.
Let me show it there, and then let me show it elsewhere. Let's go.
I probably shouldn't say what I'm about to say.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna say it anyway.
Folks,
this production is so delicious and smooth, folks. This is a 9-year Sagamore 9-year.
Can you see it?
112 proof. We in my round now.
Slow it down. This is Sagamore. Sagamore is out of Baltimore, Maryland, folks. Of course, Kevin Plank, was the founder of Sagamore Spirits.
1909.
He is the individual who also was the owner and founder of Under Armour.
Yeah,
shout out.
It's right next to them.
Shout out.
Wow, I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
That Under Armour next to their distillery is huge.
Yo.
I did not know that.
Like literally. I think Deion Sanders, like primetime, maybe had a little clip about him reaching out to Kevin about products. And so primetime was
that's why big Under Armour is right next door.
Huge supporter of
folks,
Under Armour early on.
I didn't know Under Armour had a store this huge.
Indeed. Yeah, this Kevin Plank, founder of Under Armour. So Sagamore Spirits, Maryland based. Be more, stand up. Absolutely.
What's that? 443.
What's there? 401.
410.
410. I'm thinking 301.
I thought 301 first too. Thinking Maryland. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna tell you an interesting fact.
Be more stand up.
Interesting fact, folks. Every bottle, I think except for one they did, the 10-year, because I was up there, right? And I was like, how come I don't like the 9 years as much as I like the 10-year? He was like, yo, you must really drink whiskey to point that out, because nobody points that out. He said, because all their whiskeys, cognac finish, Isla finish, crazy finishes, non-finishes, they blend a Maryland style whiskey with a high rye whiskey. So Maryland style rye.
Maryland style, meaning that it has a significant corn percentage.
And then a high rye.
Shout out to George Washington, which was
I said that when I was on the tip. They was like, how do you know that?
Over in
I was like, I know a little bit. I know a little bit something.
There you go.
So I was intrigued because they blend every whiskey. So they literally make this high rye, this Maryland style.
Mm-hmm.
They ship them off 4 years. They come back and then they fuse them together. Every time they do it, except the 10-year. So it doesn't matter what they make. They do it this way, except for the 10-year. And I was like, I'm not feeling the 10-year.
10-year, but you like the 9-year. What was the difference from the 9-year?
9-year was more body. more flavors. It was heavier,
Okay.
smoother. 10-year was good. 9-year was
did it
better.
Still have the Maryland style for this one?
For what?
For the 9-year.
Everything is a blend. Everything's a blend, except for the 10-year.
Oh, the 10-year was just that high rye.
Yes.
It didn't have the Maryland style.
No.
Yeah.
So the corn different. The corn.
Indeed.
Was the difference.
Indeed.
10-year was good though. No knock to it. It just wasn't the 9-year. Like we said, they had that 40 foot
still
wow, folks. It was beautiful. It was polished. You can see the grains coming through, the liquid coming through. The tour is short and sweet, but it's it's a lot of information. She was great with in-depth discussions, answer all her questions. The tasting room is beautiful. It's private. If you get a chance to go up there.
No doubt.
But let's jump into this 9-year.
Let's jump into it.
This is a special, there's a sticker on there. I got this for Valentine's
Day. You were up there. This comes straight from the distillery out there at, where are they? Belt Point?
Right underneath Baltimore. Right underneath the tunnel. They're right
their
underneath
own
the tunnel.
little island almost, right?
Yeah, and then
indeed,
folks, what Baltimore is doing for the development,
what Kevin Plank did in buying that whole
area. Amazing, folks.
Shout out Kevin
It's
Plank.
Right on the water. They got
moves,
you can see the
Hey, Kevin Plank, stop by Chat Slickers anytime. Let's have you on for Whiskey Wednesday Sagamore edition.
You can see the Navy ships. It's on the water. I mean, he's putting in vegan restaurants. He's putting in a crazy look. What he's doing with that peninsula he bought, he's doing amazing things with it. But this 9-year, go ahead and nose that. Boy.
I'm gonna do it.
Crabs and Sagamore, 2 best things that come out of Maryland. No, stop what you're saying. 2 best things that come out of Maryland. You forgot the football team and the basketball team too. Don't you say that. Don't you say that. Don't you forget.
Wow.
I'm not a fan, but don't you forget them Ravens either. I can't stand the Ravens.
All right, Dolphins fan.
You better know it. This is smelling so good.
How about it? Well, folks, I
don't know what he's looking for. I dropped all the information on this thing. I finally learned some, teacher.
Finally, huh? Absolutely. Well, folks, this is batch 1A, 9-year-old Sagamore Spirit Rye under their Reserve series.
Clap it up.
It's bottled at 112.6 proof. And so, of course, Sagamore is well known for their rye whiskey. Here in the Mid-Atlantic, American whiskey production really started right here in the Mid-Atlantic. Maryland was early on whiskey production. Prior to whiskey, they produced rum, right? Cane spirit. So literally, we can, shout out to Maryland for like early spirits production, especially with them scaling into like higher volumes. But of course, rye preceded
everything.
Bourbon, in the 1700s, folks.
I learned this when I was there.
Early 1800s, folks. And so even shout out to like early pioneers of some of the very popular brands. So Jack Daniel's early distiller was Nathan Green, right? Shout out to Uncle Nearest, who came from Maryland as a distiller in the early to mid 1800s. He was moved out to Tennessee, and he ended up creating the Tennessee style of whiskey. Shout out to Eric in the house. So
spin the card up.
For sure. For sure. So we're talking about Kevin Plank out there at Sagamore Spirits, batch 1A, 9-year-old rye whiskey.
So I was
Mash bill of both the high rye, which is probably that 95.5,
95.5
with the
Bourbon style
corn infused Maryland style rye, which is probably about at least around a 15 to 20%
right
of a corn profile in that particular rye. Of course, Kevin Plank started with productions from MGP out of Indiana for the core of his production. This being a 9-year, it may have all come from MGP for this particular bottling. Now, he started distilling in Baltimore as well, which younger productions are a blend between what was distilled out at MGP in Indiana, which he was, special factoid, he was the only brand that was owned by MGP that actually employed staffing at MGP in one or two of their stills, for producing. So he actually paid those folks who worked in those one or two stills, so we could literally call it 100% Sagamore Spirit produced, because he leased out those stills in Indiana. So that was a special factoid that he was able to do that no one else has done. So this was 100% Sagamore Spirit distilled, but leasing stills in Indiana at MGP before he built out his distillery in Baltimore and owned 100%, of course, that particular distillery. So that was an interesting factoid. So shout out to Kevin Plank.
Another interesting factoid: in the last 6 to 8 months, they are now using and distilling their own juice. No more MGP.
No more MGP.
No.
Within the last 6 to 8 months.
No more.
Cheers to that.
I'm loving every distillery that MGP has been around forever. They've supported so many distilleries on the up and coming.
No doubt.
And brand new ideas and jumping into the game. But to see distilleries grow and use their own juice,
yeah,
it's amazing.
For certain.
It's amazing.
Agreed.
And I forgot about to tell you, it was something you was hitting on.
The nose. Oh my God.
Your facts you was hinting on. There was something I wanted to say that you just made me forget.
I'm sorry, bro.
You made me
forget. My bad.
It was an awesome fact too.
Wow. My bad. But the depth. We now enter a totally different spectrum.
Yo, you see why this had to come home.
So, of course, folks, it was in a specialty bag here, Sagamore Spirits, acquired literally on February 15th. Yep. What was it, Saturday 15th, you were up there? Yep. February 15th, 2025. This bottle was purchased from the Sagamore Distillery and Restaurant Distillery on February 15th, 2025.
The cognac finish was crazy. The Isla barrel finish was crazy.
Manhattan finish that we had.
Manhattan finish crazy. Folks, I was at a restaurant, small production, never seen it, never heard of it. I'm like, what's that Sagamore up there? He's like, oh, this triple cask. I say, what?
Indeed.
Never seen that.
Yeah.
He said, we only got one bottle.
Sherry
and we ain't getting no Sherry, Madeira, and Vino. Orange wine cask.
Cask finish, yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Crazy good.
So let's get into this 9 year.
$25 a pour.
Let's get into this 9 year, because this thing right here.
I'm out to pour some more. That's all you get. I'm pouring more.
It's tough. It's tough over here, folks.
It's drinking good, folks.
This
is drinking good, folks.
That's your IG right there?
Yeah.
Look at my IG. I'm glad you're still showing up well.
Folks, this thing is drinking.
It's brown sugar. It's brown sugar all the way.
Orange.
A little bit of orange zest, orange spice.
Some good sugar. Just like
that's that brown sugar.
Cooked sugar.
Brown sugar. For me, it's brown sugar all the way. Brown sugar, babe, get high on your love.
I had
Don't know
4
how to
flights.
behave.
This stood out between. I mean, the cognac and all that was good, but this stood out between all 4 flights.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Mm.
So that's one of the things about rye and rye whiskey. It absorbs the oak in such a heavier, richer, more profound way. Now, giving this 9 years, this is a 9-year-old
See, but
rye
I think
whiskey. Now,
because they did.
usually in this 9-year mark, it may start fading a bit. On the nose, I don't get it. Do you get it on the palate? I haven't tasted
No,
it yet. Let me try.
I think because they do this blend of high rye and Merlin style, which the corn comes through. I think that it handles it being a 9-year.
Mhm.
The malt, there's some malt in there, barley, so I think that helps handle the it being 9 years. Um, I- more do you want? This is good.
Wow.
They aged it 4 years, came back, blended it, which stirred up some oxidation and some air, and then they put it back in a new barrel. So I found out because I asked her, I said,
No, this
so
wasn't double aged. This was double aged.
I didn't say it was double aged. I said it's 9 years. So what they do is everything they do, they blend 2 styles together. They both sit for
Yeah,
4 years. So after 4 years, they come back and they blend them,
right. And they
and then they
bottle as a
sit them
blending.
again.
They sat the blend in a barrel.
Yes.
So
After
that would
they
mean
no. I asked her.
it's a double barrel. Aged for
Technically,
9 years. Aged for 9 years in new charred oak
that's what I'm
barrels.
saying. So
So,
after the first 4 years, they come back and blend it, and then they sit it again for 5 years.
are you
It
serious?
doesn't say double oaked because they have a double oak. So I was that's
They
what
do.
so what I was
They
asking was I
do.
was trying to differentiate what's the difference between this and a double oak. Because technically you double oaked it. Because it's not sitting in the same barrels that it was in originally because you had to come back and blend it. So unless they
Mm,
blended it and put it back in a barrel they were already using, then it wouldn't be a double oak. Makes sense. Now if it come back and you put it in a new barrel, now it's double oak. So I'm thinking because I couldn't understand her. She wasn't speaking my
yeah, I
language.
was
She
thinking that
wasn't
they
speaking my language.
just did the blend at
And
the
then put it
end of
back,
9 years.
in the same barrels.
No, not the same barrels.
Because then it
Well, in my opinion, I thought they were just aging it. They took barrels that were aged a minimum of 9 years,
no,
and then blended them together in a way that was balanced and
that's not what she
and
said.
unique.
So through
Okay,
her language is everything
wow,
comes back after 4 years and they blend it. And then I'm thinking they put it back in the used barrel. Because if you put it in a
back in
new
those
barrel,
barrels.
then it would technically be double oak.
Wow, well
So
that's
they
interesting.
so they
Okay,
blend it to me with my rationale. They blend it, then
yeah,
they put it back in the used oak. Because new
mm,
oak will be double oak. So they have a double oak and a
correct,
9-year.
correct. Okay, well that would be neat.
But this is drinking phenomenal.
That would be neat, and that might be the reason why all these flavors just seem to combine so
Man,
very well and in such a harmonious way.
this thing is good.
It's warm, but it doesn't, folks. This doesn't drink like your standard rye whiskey that for some
No,
might showcase a little bit of pyrazine, like green like characteristics, bell pepper,
it's not a lot of
um,
spices.
like
Not heavy spice.
herbs, grass. Nah, it's like
It's
there's a
sweet,
richness.
buttery, a richness, a caramel,
There's a
some
richness, a
molasses,
sweetness, a molasses base line,
This thing is
a
beautiful.
fruit note that's between
Dark,
like
some dark.
cherry, apple, almost peach. There's almost
Array,
what we call it,
ambrosia.
an ambrosia of fruit.
Folks, there's some words I'm gonna live with for the rest of my life. There's an
An
ambrosia.
ambrosia, indeed, a
No
fruit.
coconut, no coconut though.
Uh, nah,
Save a
maybe no
brother
coconut.
sweet.
Maybe a little.
Hey,
I don't know. A
spin
little maybe.
doctor. This is going home. Hit me up. Tell oh, I'm gonna chop this name up. Please don't let me chop this name. I want to say Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was right. Tara, pull me that. What's the last word? Is it last word? No, it's not last word. I didn't fuck that up too. Lord Jesus, I didn't mess it all up. Anyway, she makes this amazing cocktail. I'm gonna pull up, and I'm gonna pull up at the house.
Come on, Shelly.
Shelly.
Okay.
I said sure. You said yeah. Shelly. I'm gonna pull up. Tell Shelly make that cocktail. I'm gonna pull up with the 9-year. It's gonna be a party.
But this but that's the son. That's EJ, man.
That's not EJ.
No, EJ does the cocktails.
No, his wife does.
EJ, come on.
You want bet?
EJ.
I was sitting at the house. You want bet?
Okay, you were sitting at the house.
Let's bet a bottle.
All right,
let's bet a bottle.
You were sitting at the house. I wasn't sitting at the house.
I bet a Premier Dram versus Weller Full Proof.
No, sir. I wasn't sitting at the house. But folks,
oh shit, what is this called? Paper plate. You were the one. See, you the one. Exactly. Nah, you were the one.
Exactly.
So he makes that drink and she makes the paper plane. See? You have faith in yourself, brother.
Rating.
Let's go. This is a automatic 7.75. Automatic. Could have went 8, but solid. EJ is a mixologist. Shelly makes a slamming paper plane. Burnie was right. He could have bet me. It could have been a free.
You said what? What's the point?
What's the what?
What's
7.75. It could have been an 8.
7.75.
7.75 could have been an 8. Easy. This could have been an easy 8.
Mm-hmm.
Now he missed out on. He said he been working so hard. You missed out on so much good whiskey around here.
A lot of good whiskey, folks. We are down to the ratings. Ooh. Look at there. Sagamore, 9-year-old rye whiskey. It's from the Baltimore distillery called Sagamore, owned by Kevin Plank, founded by Kevin Plank, the founder of Under Armour. Like, Sagamore is a destination, folks. Alonzo was just there this weekend.
It's beautiful. It's clean. It's neat. It smells good. The restaurant is beautiful.
He acquired this batch 1A 9-year-old reserve series rye whiskey, 112.6 proof. He gave it a 7.75 out of 10. I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10, folks. This is way above average, folks. We in the rankings of good whiskey. I could even go up to a 7.75 as well. It's just depending on where you are, where your mood is. A little bit drier on the finish, a little bit more structured. It's good though. Oh my goodness, this is a classic. And as well, for me, at 9 years, this is the other thing. It might be a little overaged for me.
How?
7.5 is kind of given because it's 9-year-old.
9 years is 9 years.
Rye whiskey, new American rye whiskey, it ages and matures so quickly that, like, literally my sweet spot is between the 6 to 8 year. Over 8 year, it can get a little bit dry. It could get a little bit more lean and one-dimensional, where the secondary, tertiary characteristics aren't coming forth as
this guy's fancy here. This guy,
they're not coming through as
much. Now it's gonna be the quadrary taste. Quadrary.
Hey, folks, but that was already for Sagamore. That's 1A. Come on now. Sagamore. They did it. No, keep that on. Okay, keep it. Hey, Sagamore batch 1A 9-year-old reserve series rye whiskey. It was 112.6 proof. It's delicious, folks. This might just be a distillery only release right now. If you are in the DMV, you are able to make a trip to Sagamore Distillery and Restaurant. It's a destination, folks. You go, you enjoy fine dining, you enjoy a distillery atmosphere, you enjoy literally having a flight of whiskeys of your choice. Just go hang out. You might even meet me there. let me know where you're going and I will try to meet you there. That's what it's really boiling down to because I haven't been there myself. Alonzo has been there. Of course, Zoe is a professional. He works within the industry, and this is a spirit that is at the famous RNDC Republic National District of Columbia is the distribution company, and shout out to them. It's good. It's good. Maybe a little bit more mature than where I really like it. Zoe purchased a bottle during Valentine's weekend. So you see that little heart on the bottle. If you didn't go this weekend, it's not likely that you will have a bottle that has that little heart pinned to it. So shout out, shout out, shout out. Folks, I'm going to take a little water rinse, and it's a special moment. It is a special
Am I ready for
moment,
this?
everybody. Like, this is the first moment that in the history of Whiskey Wednesday that we are going live cocktail. And literally, hopefully, we have another 10-15 minutes on Instagram before it kicks us off again.
Maybe not even that
But
much.
we are going live, folks, to Whiskey Wednesday Zoe style, doing the first ever cocktail series. There he is, everybody.
Let's go, folks. You're in the building with Zoe.
Style cocktail
We're
series.
getting up close and personal, folks. Bear with me. Bernie said I had to drop some knowledge on y'all, so I will be reading some small text next week. I will next Zoe's cocktail corner. I will not be. This is what I love, folks. There's a different energy, a different love I have when I get to create and have some fun. You're wondering what I'm doing over here. Shout out to Mom Dukes first. She said, "Hey, I bought those glasses for you, Burn. You better use them." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna bring the glasses, but how am I gonna bring these glasses to you, folks?" And this is what I love to do. I love to create and have fun. I like to do it different on my own. I like to do what people call crazy, and I enjoy it, folks. You have now entered Zoe's Cocktail Corner. Every third Whiskey Wednesday, I will be coming to you with a new cocktail. Um, Nothing traditional. I don't do anything traditional. There will be a brainstorm between me and Burn, or just me, and we're going to do this on Whiskey Wednesday, every third Wednesday. You have now entered Zoe's Cocktail Zone. And so, first of all, we have to make a man's cocktail. So, I definitely have to go high proof bourbon, folks. Yeah, I know we think Manhattan, we think rye. No, I don't do anything traditional, folks. So I'm going to jump in there and we're going to do this high proof rare character all the way from the West Coast. Shout out to what is my man's name? This is so crazy. I'm going crazy, folks.
It's not Nick, is it?
No, Mark.
Shout out to Nick, my salesperson.
Right, yeah, Nick, your salesperson. Shout out to him for helping us acquire this rare character from the West Coast. They're taking the DMV by storm, folks. They do all single barrels. They have other lines, but it's amazing. But I'm gonna jump into this cocktail. There will be no bitters. This is a Zoe cocktail, folks. This is non-traditional, high proof. I'm gonna jump in here with some rare character. I'm making one for you, Burn, or just me?
Absolutely.
So we doing 1 ounce or 2 ounce?
Yo,
1 ounce.
To make it
okay.
For me and you.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go. We go 1 ounce for Burn, 1 ounce for Zoe. We're gonna go half ounce for the both of us. All right, we're gonna live the dream, baby. And so that's that right there. And then we're gonna jump into premium. So we're gonna drop some knowledge here. Montenegro botanical, 40 botanicals, folks. We're gonna jump into this. Started back in 18. Whoa. Don't pour yet. So this started back in 1885. we were drinking whiskeys that started back in 1860. So in that same realm, folks, you're gonna get like some vanilla, some eucalyptus, some orange. Um, Hence, this is a Black Manhattan. It's like a popular cocktail popping right now, but why not do it with Montenegro? You can go in here with Montenegro, even pours. One for me, half ounce, and one for Burn, half ounce. Folks, I've been drinking these. This is the Zozo recipe right here. And I'm gonna go in there with this vermouth right here. You can get more of this orange peel. Um, can't get that cork out there, but folks, this is a premium vermouth. So delicious. Um, we're gonna go half ounce of both of this too. One for me, one for Burn. Folks, drink responsible. Premium products for premium drink. We're in Zoe's Corner. Ah, my favorite. Look, wow, Sagamore cherries, folks. These are the best whiskey cherries on the market. I promise you. Can I see myself? Okay.
I hear you. I
Best
hear you.
whiskey cherries on the
I
market.
hear you, brother.
We are in Zozo's Corner. We're gonna go one cherry, folks. This is a recipe right here. I hope you're writing this down. We go one cherry each.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear
a
you.
half teaspoon of each.
Here, just give them a how many cherries?
One cherry each, folks, and a half a teaspoon of syrup each.
Folks, this is Zoe's Corner cocktails right here.
Folks, I'm telling you, like,
let's go.
Once you drink one of these, no bitters. Sorry, you go to the bar, you get a drink. The bartender's like, "Hey, I'm doing bitters," and I'm like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Too many bitters. Like one drop, two drops. Nah, we're gonna go like this."
Indeed. So just give a recap on
the recipe.
Your ingredients.
So you go however you like your drink. You go 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 1.5 ounce. Choose your strength.
Yeah.
The botanicals won't change.
Yeah.
I drink
let's do
high proof. High proof only.
Okay. Yep. And what are we using right there?
Rare character, 125
Come on, man.
proof.
You're using a rare character.
125 proof. Folks,
wow.
This is a premium cocktail. You go hard or you go home. We don't play games.
What's the vermouth?
So we're going antique formula.
Yeah. Arpono Antica.
Quality, folks.
Yeah,
quality
you don't
cocktail.
Get much better than that.
And then we're going to come through with a Montenegro Amaro, folks. Quality. Dude. And don't forget the Sagamore cherries.
You're doing it.
This is my corner. Folks, I just started making
bitters. Are you
no bitters. No bitters. This is my cocktail.
Bitters?
Custom cocktail,
bitters, bro.
Custom. Now, folks, I don't know how they do this in the restaurants. You get the top off this jar here, but luckily I'm a smart man, and I can just pour through the top. That's it right there. Pour that cocktail up in there. Yep. Yes. Half and half. Coming. I'm about to get my bartender's license, folks. Look at that. Just right.
Lord.
I'm gonna drink more than Burn, so it's okay. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that little swirly swirl.
Wait a minute. Let's get that back.
We're gonna get that little swirly swirl there.
Right, folks.
Get that little swirly swirl on Zoe's Cocktail Corner, folks.
Zoe's Cocktail Corner. Let's go.
I'm gonna invite the man over here with me.
Hey, we're gonna make that happen too. Definitely gonna make that happen.
I will. He's not getting any more. No, I'll give him the recipe if he does not remember. I'm gonna ask him to join me on this cocktail.
Okay.
This is the first ever Zoe's Cocktail Corner.
Zoe's Cocktail Corner, everybody. Hey, cheers, bro.
Cheers.
It's an honor, a pleasure to be enjoying this.
Oh, this is delicious
cocktail with you on Zoe's Cocktail Corner, the first ever. I smell a bunch of cherries.
Watch the balance. Watch the way this vanilla, citrus, orange peel, cherry comes through. Not too bitter. You get the botanicals. So that's why I didn't add the bitters. bitters would have been over bitter. It wouldn't let the fruit shine through. This is layers when you drink it. It's layered.
It is. It really
It's
is.
definitely layered.
The complexity of some of the oxidative characteristics of the Amaro,
Right.
That rich, kind of bitter-like spirit
Already.
Amaro that is so much fun. Not as just kind of one-dimensionally sweet as a vermouth would.
Right. The vermouth brings in that orange peel, that citrus.
Mm.
And then the bourbon and the cherry brings through the sweetness at the end.
So what were your ratios?
So we went the botanicals don't change.
Okay.
1 ounce, 1.5 ounce, or 2 ounce. Whatever you pick.
Okay. So one
part,
part,
1.5 part.
Let's say 2 parts.
1 part, 2 parts.
2 parts of this.
1/2 ounce, 1/2 ounce.
So 2 parts, half a part. Okay.
1 cherry, 1/2 teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon of syrup and 1 cherry.
Okay.
Gotta get, because the bitterness jumps on the front of your palate, and then the sweetness balances out, finishes off the cocktail. Folks, these are dangerous. I know you go out there, you get a Manhattan with your bitters, you get some without the Amaro. When you make this cocktail at home, folks, you're gonna be like, yo, you're gonna drink 3 or 4
but
of these. You're using 125 proof. You have to. This is the
125.56 proof.
Zoe's Cocktail
8 years,
Corner.
9 months. Shout out to Prestige LaDroit Distributing, who is the picker for this particular rare character. Of course, rare character, so iconic right now within
the DMV,
bourbon
West Coast
game.
DMV,
Oh my gosh, absolutely. We just picked up a little bit more rare character, Jack Rose, barrel pick. Their 8-year, 5-month edition. That's it right there.
And folks, this is made with bourbon, not rye.
Boy, Zoe mentioned to you that he was going to make this particular Manhattan, in all senses, right? Manhattan style with bourbon, not rye. And he didn't add
no bitters.
These
are the best cherries.
But guess what he did use as well? Right there.
Sagamore cherry.
Sagamore cherries.
Those are the best cherries.
Dude, this was so much fun. I want another one, though.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
I want another one of these.
Wait a minute.
Sagamore cherry.
Sagamore rye.
Can't we do one with the Sagamore rye?
All right, so
can we do one of these with the Sagamore rye, bro? Literally, still two parts.
All right,
2 parts. Let's see what we can do. I just threw him a little monkey wrench there, folks.
Let's go back.
You didn't pour your cherry out, did you?
Yeah, I poured it in my cup. It ain't one way. No alcohol will be left behind, as they say. First cup. You said 2 parts Sagamore. Ooh.
Whatever your recipe is.
All right, so we're gonna go Sagamore. We did 1 part Burn, 1 part Zoe. That's a beautiful color too. I'm gonna do this 1/2. So we did 1 1/4 for me and you. I think that was a perfect balance.
Okay.
All right. Remember, folks, this recipe calls for 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce here. And 1/2 for Burn. Folks, if you've never had your Manhattan with vermouth and Amaro, you're cheating yourself. 100%, I promise you. It's a different complexity, it's a different balance, it's a different smoothness. It's even after I shook it, right? There was layers to the flavor.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So they separate in the glass in transparency, and it's just delicious. It's just delicious. And we're gonna cap that off there. Go in the glass again, folks. On the glass. Recipe calls for 1 cherry. Bloody Sagamore cherries, folks. Jesus is amazing.
I can't wait to actually...
half teaspoon.
Okay, in the glass.
In the glass, half teaspoon. Because folks, we're gonna stir it after we shake up the alcohol. That's the secret.
Nice.
Because that's what makes the layer. Even after you shake it, the syrup from the cherry sit at the bottom. It makes the layer.
Right.
If I put it in the cup and I shake it up,
but when you pour it, it's
gonna layer. Even if I stir it, it's gonna still sink.
Indeed. Let's go, man. I'm excited.
So what you bring over here, Burn?
That's a little bit of bitters.
He brought
I
bitters.
might add a dash of bitters to mine afterward. I want to taste it first, and then maybe I'll add.
So you want to drink the Zoe cocktail, and then the bitters after.
We're gonna do your way first.
My way,
and then I might add just a splash of bitters, kind of agitate the
Folks, this cup makes me a professional because you know what? You see those people at the bar and they shake it and they got like, hey, and try to get the cup off. Nah, I'm professional, baby. I'm gonna do that off camera. I'll worry about that later. Oh, Brandon messed up Zozo's corner. All right, okay. Look, listen here. I don't be in the gym that much. All right. Here we go. Let's pour this up. Pour most of this in Burnie cup because he wanna double up. I ain't agree to double up. So Burnie came and took over Zozo's corner. Get that little swirl. One more swirl in my cup. Here we go. Let's taste it. Sagamore Rye. What a 9-year. Yo, fire. Going crazy. It's going crazy with the Sagamore cherry.
Does that say Zoe's corner right there?
The fact that I gotta look at Matty Ice. I'm about to join in, Matt. He keep recording me. Okay, I can't curse. I'm sorry, folks. I gotta find Matty Ice. Matty Ice. Matty Ice, I hope you're chiming in. Where I'm at? Zozo's Corner Cocktail. Matty Ice. Drew Beard. My 2 brothers. I'm calling y'all in for y'all response. I'm looking to find y'all. If you're still watching Whiskey Wednesdays, chime in, folks. I'm telling you, if you're a whiskey lover, just try this cocktail. Pick your... I know this is traditionally made with a rye. The Sagamore 9-year, because it has a lot of some rye complexity. It is blending really good. But typically, I like this with a bourbon. So if you want to do wild bourbon, do your thing. But make sure it's high proof. But throw this recipe in your drink. Put it on the bar. X out the bitters. We're going to try bitters, though. But this is drinking good with the rye.
I like the rye.
I like the bourbon.
I like the rye. The spiciness of the rye just adds the balance of the spirit.
I'm going to have to try the Montenegro.
Rich.
Hey, look.
So rich.
Try the Montenegro. What? You got to get this. Spend out the. You got to drop these 2 together. If you want this recipe, you have to get these. You can get any vermouth, don't work. Get any Amaro, don't work. Specifically, these work together in this cocktail. And I'm not being funny. It's not to spend more money. Like, for example, like, there's some things you can't change out.
Mm-hmm.
If you need tomato paste, you need tomato paste.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're making spaghetti, if you're making braised short ribs, you got to add tomato paste. You can't put tomatoes in because it's tomatoes.
Yeah.
There's something they do with tomato paste that makes it stick, flavorize, and come together different.
Mm-hmm.
Some things you cannot change out. So these 2, you cannot change. You can make your own recipe with whatever whiskey you want. Per this cocktail, the way these blend, that was 2 drops.
Bro,
I don't even like bitters.
For me,
I mean, I like bitters, but as long as it's 1 or 2 drops.
For me,
you got bitters?
Like, yeah, I have bitters.
You like that better than my cocktail?
It gives a little bit more of the bitter essence to the cocktail, which gives it a slightly drier flavor profile on the back end, but also heightens the aromatics and flavors.
It did.
To the forefront.
But what I said was,
I love the balance.
But what I said was, if you go to the bar and you order a cocktail, the bartender has to do 1 or 2, maybe 3 drops, because you can. I mean, you can control it, but you can't. But if you got somebody to go in there and they're like, "Oh,
if they're doing a cocktail,
nah,
to do this quality of spirit."
No, I'm telling you, I've been at bars.
This quality of spirit, this is high quality spirit. A lot of folks.
I've been at bars though, but when they be like, you get a bartender
and you ask them to do Amaro,
nah, I'm telling you.
Then yeah.
If you've been at a bar with a bartender that's like, "Hey, I've been around for years. I do drinks. I know what I'm talking about." They jump in there and they make you a drink. They like this. You know what I'm saying? They like
1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Seriously, I've seen it. I'm like, yo, I'm glad I didn't order that drink going to that person because I'd have sent it back if it was me.
Well, I think that when you go in and you start to create your own Manhattan, and you start to tell them that you want a high quality, you're starting with a high quality
proof,
and you're going with a high quality vermouth, only half of what's usually used for vermouth, substituting the other half with Amaro, but then using
in a perfect world
bitters like 1 or 2 drops.
In a perfect world,
2 drops of bitters.
In a perfect world,
no. In a perfect world, when you're paying and you're creating your own, and you tell them,
I get it, but
2 drops.
But as we know, as a salesman, or you're a retailer, but as a salesman,
you go in
as a salesman, you get in there. Bartenders is cocky. I've been doing this for so long. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do me, even when I give a recipe. But now we can control the recipe here. That's why it's amazing.
Well,
spin the Carter.
Cheers, though. I appreciate this.
Both of them were good. With the bitters. Without the bitters.
This Zoe's.
Get out. Okay, get out my corner cocktail now.
Manhattan is excellent.
It was nice inviting you on the show. Get out. Man, get out the show.
You heard the recipe. Now it's time to make your own, whether you use bitters or not. What do you think? With bitters or not with bitters? That's a DC based bitters right there.
I get you, but I'm talking to my folks at home on the show. If you're going to add bitters to Zozo's cocktail, which is high proof bourbon, I'm saying specifically Carpano Antique, specifically. I'm saying Montenegro specifically. I'm saying Sagamore cherry specifically. So if you're going to make this cocktail specifically, there's no bitters. If you're going to add bitters, it's 2 to 3 drops. Because the balance with the sugars and the bitters and the botanicals with these, they handle if you do 2 to 3 drops of bitters. It handles it. Anything over 3 drops? No. I'm not doing it, period, because I already got botanicals here. I got 2 drinks that's giving me botanicals. So why do I need bitters? It's already botanical. If I want to go crazy and add another botanical, I'm gonna add some gin. If I want to live crazy, but I'm not gonna do that because it's already here. I'm just saying.
Nice.
But Zozo Corner, March.
Those corner cocktails. Come on now.
Next.
Let's give it up to the first episode of those corner cocktails.
No, drink no more. That's next month. Ooh, we bring that pound cake through.
Okay.
With the cocktails.
He already teased you.
French 75. Ooh, I told him too much tonight.
Can you agree? It's been a fantastic Whiskey Wednesday. We started off with some unknowns, some old school. No, old school. They're unknown because they're so old school.
Gang.
Absolutely. And with the newcomers, shout out to our military.
Somebody called that Saturday Night Live.
Thank you for all of those those who serve in the military, all
Ooh.
those
Bing, 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 bing.
we salute you. Sagamore Spirits out of Baltimore, a local production. Please go connect with Sagamore Spirits. Go taste with them at their distillery in Baltimore. You can literally go and enjoy fine cuisine, cocktails, and spirits there at that particular distillery in Baltimore, Maryland. And also acquire specialty items direct from the distillery. Included in that was this Sagamore 9 year. There's a Valentine's sticker on that bottle, but so good. So just
You had to be there to get that bottle, I swear.
this weekend. We look forward to seeing you all in 7 days. We're gonna end the stream.
Those corner cocktails coming at you. I'll see y'all. Well, it won't be 10 days.
7 days.
I'll see 30 days.
Huh?
It's 30 days.
Oh,
every third Whiskey Wednesday.
Oh, for those cocktails.
So I see you in 30 days from Zozo's Corner. You don't know what cocktail I'm gonna make. It's Whiskey Wednesdays, but I might bring out a French 75. It can be a cognac cocktail. It's Zozo's Cocktail Corner. Be ready. Be ready. Zozo's Cocktail Corner. Be ready. Gang.